Back with another Turboblaze Trials tonight. We'd like to give our sponsor, Collectors Connection Duluth, a shout out. We're super thankful for them. Go check out their website for all of their daily events. So we're here with another jam-packed night tonight. We've got lots of talent tonight, Logan. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty awesome, Ghoulies. Like you said, definitely ready for another week of these Turboblaze Trials. I've been so excited to watch some Pokemon. I know that we've been doing a lot of testing leading up to the next, big event in Akron, so that's had a lot of our brain, but still taking some time to lay back in and watch the boys and, watch some of this awesome tournament play that we were kind of conducting over the last couple of weeks. I know that we've been seeing dominant front from colorless Ursaluna over the last couple of weeks, so we'll see if that kind of remains on top of the leaderboard, so to speak. I know that some of the talented pilots that have already won with that deck will probably be moving on now to try to get other badges, but we'll see where it shakes up. I know we've got a lot of people registered, so definitely going to be a fun night.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so cool that we've seen Ursaluna just kind of dominate, the past couple of weeks. It's really a strong testament to how strong that deck is. It's arguably the best control deck right now, results-wise. And so it's kind of cool to see, like, different pilots taking it to, like, you have SBO who, definitely is a control head, tearing down the tournament. And then Georgie, who I think he does have a history of playing control, but is not necessarily always known for playing control. So it just shows like the strength of the deck and how it can pivot from being like just a big boss Pokemon, right, to like even just like a trap, like a mill monster, right?
Yeah.
And before that too, we saw like a dragon variant, Count's dragon variant, take down the very first one, right? And so that was really cool, very fitting. So yeah, and then did I miss any other ones? That's all three accounted for, right?
Yeah, that is all three so far. Count, and then back-to-back colorless, wins. Last week, not entirely clean. It was like a 3-0-1, but still enough on resistance to take down, that tournament. I don't see Count in the lobby tonight. I do see players of the likes of SBO, as you've mentioned. We got Ron in there. See Georgie, and then, of course, and we'll get into this, may as well talk about it now, probably as good of a time as any, our own Lee Hoffman. Lee, fresh off the back of his stream with Tricky Jim this past week.
Yep.
He managed to go 4-0 against the grand creator of the format, Andrew Mahone. So we love Andrew over there at Tricky.
Absolutely.
we kind of, he's one of our idols in the sport, basically, in the card sport. So to see Lee go out there and do that was pretty awesome. Now, because of that, a member of our community has reached out to us, and they have put a slight little bounty on Lee's head and saying that, hey, anyone that can beat Lee Hoffman tonight in the tournament, I will give them 2 prize packs from Pokemon. They have like a stash from where they go to their local league and play, and apparently the stash is mounting up, so they decided to throw in on the community challenge and get involved that way. So we're very thankful to Crackoon from our server for making that donation, and very excited to see that's where we're going to start tonight with Lee. Lee, of course, on the Drago Box deck that he is known and famous for at this point. So,
absolutely.
Exciting.
Big shout out to Crackoon. We really appreciate you jumping in and putting up the bounty. That's super, super fun.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, what a testament, right? Like Lee going up, and I know you just said it, but we really, really love Andrew, and we appreciate everything he does for the community. So it was just an honor for us to be able to send, not only Lee, but also Spence out there. So just to kind of, bump shoulders and play the game that we love, right? And so we saw some pretty fun decks. Lee got to play with Wug Trio Mill, one of his signature decks, and we got to see some classic flips go his way. And guys, if y'all have not seen that stream, I really encourage y'all to go check it out. It was very entertaining. When you play flip cards, it kind of puts you on the edge of the seat, right? Like you don't know what's about to happen. It's obviously a 50-50. So um, sometimes you run hot, sometimes you don't. I have definitely played against Lee where he has not flipped a single heads. Like I've done that, and then I've also been winning, and then he flips like 20 heads at the end of the game, or flips for 20 discards. But so I'm excited to have had the chance to like see that in action against Andrew. I don't think the guys at Full Grip are typically used to seeing a little like off kilter decks like that. So that was really really cool.
All right, and the
Um,
pairings are up, ghouls. We'll head out to table 6 to start the event here,
all right,
where we will find Mr. Hoffman, and
cool.
it's paired up into Justice.
Look at that team kill.
You know it happens sometimes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you know what? I'm about to pull it up too. See what Justice is on today.
Now I'm going to get a setup coming into the tables here so that everyone's got a good view.
Yeah, Justice is another one of our guys. Um, really, really loving having him a part of the team. Such a fun dude to be around, and very, very solid player. So this should be a very entertaining match. Let's see, I'm pulling up the pairings right now. So we got, let's see, okay. So Justice is on fighting today. Looks like he is rocking the Hitmon Bros T-Tar. Um, so this will be a very interesting match for Box. You have all basics, so that T-Tar is probably going to get max mileage if he can get it out, right? That's always the big question whenever you play against Box, right? If you're setting up, it's like, can I get through that raging bolt pressure? Can I get through that, you know, basically just turn one, turn two, just taking knockouts, right? Um, and then also just pairing it with Okie Dokie. Okie Dokie is a monster. Um, and so yeah, this will be really fun. I don't know who necessarily has the advantage, to be honest with you, matchup wise. I have not played against the T-Tar variant of this plenty of times against the Machamp builds, but so this will be fun. And let's hop into the game. It looks like Lee went first, and he attached a DDE, just putting it right on the table, saying, "Hey, I'm coming in hot, swinging, swinging turn two." And it looks like Justice does have the Karina to follow up, so we are going to see like a game. Like we're going to see at least another turn.
Yep, definitely see both these players try to get to rolling here. Obviously, Lee not having access to supporters that first turn definitely tells us that his hand obviously missed out on the Battle VIP pass, so that card will be dead going forward. Maybe Lee will be able to find a way to pitch it off of one of the search cards like a Goose Hollow or an Ultra Ball. I'm not sure if that's in his list or not, but I know that sometimes that frequents and is in and out. But
Yeah, and also something interesting too from Lee is that turn one he did not try to burn any cards to go, dig more. We know that Lee is typically a little bit more of the aggressive, like digger, like he digs a lot through his resources. He believes in like thinning really fast, which is always a way to just like be able to protect yourself from like late game disruption and stuff. Let's see, Hisuian Heavy Ball. I'm not seeing it, so it looks like he did opt to skip out on that again today. But yeah, I like Lee's list today. It's very very straightforward. It's got like a lot of really solid um, supporters today. He's running the Fabo, which is going to be huge in this matchup. He's also running that Reds Challenge, which again is another out to, finding that silent lab or ways to disrupt Okie Dokie, which I think could be the main problem for him in this matchup. So, and then also Logan, we are seeing him go straight into the Hitmon combo, which is really, really interesting. So I don't know if that's just telling like what his hand is offering him, or if he believes that the Hitmon combo is the correct way to route this matchup. Again, I'm a little unfamiliar with what Hitmones is trying to do, or what is optimal. I know that the Doki is always kind of a little bit of the problematic part of this matchup. Um, I also think that you're probably not going to see a lot of benching from Lee. Like I
Right.
think Lee is very very laid back, because for those of you who don't know, what Justice is playing today is essentially like this combo heavy deck. So it uses all of the Hitmon bros. So that's Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Hitmontop. And they all like chain after each other. So like you have to chain the Hitmonchan first, which just does a 30 hit and run. Or it doesn't have to, but it can hit the active and then retreat to the bench. The Hitmonlee. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You know it.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You're good.
We knew um the Hitmonlee after the Hitmonchan attacks can snipe 90 for 1 energy on the bench. And then after the Hitmonlee attacks, the Hitmonchan can attack the following turn, and it spreads 60 to all the opponent's Pokemon in play. And so like that combined with Tyranitar, Tyranitar has an ability that says when it's in the active spot, you put 20 damage, or sorry, 2 damage counters on all your opponent's basic Pokemon. So that will build up over time, right? If you can just kind of keep on cycling these combos.
There will be no more comboing this game, though, Ghouls, as we see Lee drops off the Goose Hollow, a Lost City energy onto that Regidrago with a Lux Cape and sends that Hitmonlee packing.
It's
So
gone.
Hitmonchan, rather, packing. Hitmonlee there now into the active spot, but Lee elects to, not play any bench Pokemon down. So there are no targets for that special combo to go off this turn.
Yeah,
It's
you can't.
not going to happen.
Can he? So he officially cannot use that attack, right?
Yeah, no, I
Don't
I'm
think he can.
I don't think you can announce it if there's no bench. It's
Hmm.
came up before, but I'm not exactly sure what the answer to that is. I do see that Chucky has taken an early quick win, so at least he'll be around to kind of piece together the answers if need be.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, and that's devastating if you're Justice, right? Like that's I kind of failed to mention in the beginning about the matchup as far as like Lost City being a huge
Mhm.
factor. Um, at this point, every box deck is playing Lost City. It's just like the way the list is, it's optimal. And so like when you come across like all these like very specific combo decks or like maybe, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory term, but like in like a one trick pony kind of deck that tries to cycle something over and over and over again, Lost City just shuts that down. And so I think Justice at this point has to lean into Okie Dokie and some Lucario.
Yeah.
And if he can piece this together, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. But we know that the Okie Dokie is huge in terms of its damage and its health when it gets that special energy attached to it. And we do see that Justice has that special energy in hand off the Goose Hollow. So Brooklet Hill going to allow him to search out that Okie Dokie as long as it's not prized and then attach that special energy that allows for it to get its extra HP buff of 100 HP. So that Okie Dokie will be up to 230 off the unit energy.
Yep. Oh, that's pretty cool too. He had the
Karate Belt. Yeah.
yeah.
I love that combo. So, yeah. So, this is going to immediately threaten Lee in a big way here, Ghouls.
Yeah, you could imagine that Justice just really wanted that field blower that turn. Like because that would have been game over for sure.
And Lee.
Leaf pressure there, immediately benches the Drampa. Um yeah, and he definitely has like a little bit of time there. If he could hit the like um blower, I think that would be relatively helpful for him. Just to force. Oh my God! What?
Ooh.
Ah!
So how about we just send that okie dokie packing, bro? You invested both a special energy and a tool resource into that thing, and it's going to be gone. Now, the crazy thing is that Justice with, a Rahan, something like that, could immediately respond with a Dogi right back, right? It's the crazy thing about fighting in the way that it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so we see the Larvitar benched, getting set up. Man, that is not what you wanted to see if you were Justice. Like straight up.
No,
Uh,
no.
Lee is.
Justice was like, I had him. I had you, Lee. I had you dead to right.
Oh, and just as Cynthia, Caitlin too. I mean, definitely gonna get to dig some more, but that's again, you want to be having Ryan right here, right? Um, and I'm trying to think if he has any options to just do the remaining amount of damage there. Let me look at the list to see if he can put any damage just for one energy, because that the tool's already gone. Yeah, but Lee's got to be feeling in a really comfortable position here. He's kind of had all the answers that he's needed. Um, so it's really, really good.
Yeah, and this it's looking at this point like this Reggie Drago's going to go unchecked another turn, so it's going to get to continue to take an onslaught on this board. Imagine if Lee has some kind of gust and Faba. I mean, it can't be possible with no, with Justice having two Pokemon down. He'd obviously feed him the Larvitar in this situation, but this Reggie Drago definitely. And look, see, I said it. I said it.
Yeah, yeah, and look, we've been talking about it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right here in front of everybody. If you're not playing Faba in this next coming format, you're crazy. That card is so good, and we see it right here. Right, we know all these powerful stadiums are coming out. We know that like all these special energies are so important. Faba is such a great card, and it's cool. It's cool to see it in like an aggressive deck too, right? Because like you think Faba and you think control, right? But like, what if you're considering like, okay, let me just push advantage, right? That's always so like crippling for the opponent. And it doesn't even have to be Faba, but it can be like Enhanced Hammer, or you can look at like other cards like if you want to push the envelope with like Plumeria, there's all kind of like fun disruption cards you can play. But man, that Lee is just having the answers every turn, which Justice has got to be feeling a little hot about that. So big shout out there. And again, I feel for Justice there. I mean, he's he's literally getting to play these power cards, and that's one of the things that we value a lot as a team, right? Is we're always valuing these cards that help us, like essentially just like push advantage as much as possible. And so it's really cool that we're going to see the one display here. Justice has got to be trying to hit a Raihan here. That's still the best idea. We just see a literally just a pass. No, no, okay, all right. I don't hate at this point, like coming up with like detect, if that is the detect Lucario. Let's see. Because at this point you have to really, really buy. Okay, that is not the detect Lucario. I was gonna say if it was, you just have to buy as much time as possible. And Logan, I think we actually have a deck list error here.
What are you thinking, Ghouls? What are you seeing?
I think Justice has the wrong Lucario, or the wrong Rilu versus like what he's actually playing.
What Riolu is in there?
It is the PRE 51, which does like quick attack, 10 plus 20 more damage. And then it looks like he is running that other one with the stall attack.
Let's see. Prismatic Evolutions. All right, let me go in there and ask him if he has a Prismatic Evolutions one available. Hey, Justice. You have a Prismatic Evolutions Riolu laying around? By chance? It's the quick attack one. It's the one that's on your deck list. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. What's the HP? What's the HP on this Riolu? Both 70. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and just know, don't go to detect, and then in between rounds, if you can run to your bulk box and grab the other one, we'll just play it as is. We know that that's the other one, and then it was just like a mistake. But as long as you can go fix it in between rounds, then all Gucci. Er, okay, sounds good. All right, boys, play on.
Yeah, so we got that worked out. And it looks like Lee is just able to like keep on building up the board, keep on taking knockouts. Again, he's got the Dragonium Z locked and loaded, but he's about to probably lose that to a Lucario, if I had to guess. So yeah, that's probably
And Crack, listen, Crack in the chat said Lee promised to save me some money on shipping and take all the prize packs for himself tonight. Man's locked in.
now.
You love it.
Yeah, this might be his night. I mean, because he's gone. I think he's like gone 3-1.
Yeah.
Art one time, and then he went. He had the tie with Georgie.
Exactly. Yep. Last week.
He is. I know he's itching for a W for sure.
Yeah, we see that man playing with urgency. Every move calculated. He is in rhythm right now, for real.
Yep. All right, so there's no.
Okay.
Let's see where we're at.
Oh man. You hate to see this.
Probably what, Drotagon?
Yeah,
Yep.
Goose was gonna bring up that Drudigan.
There is no retreat tool.
And I saw the evolution instance be. Was it played? It looked like it probably was, but I don't think that there's an energy. It looks like this hand is emptied, Ghouls.
Well, he attached the what's it called this turn?
The Aurora.
Yeah. Because I imagine if he had the Pokemon, he would have just taken the knockout on the active, right, and forced Lee to have something.
Yeah. So it must be a rainbow energy, huh? Because like Aurora works on. Aurora's not just for basics. You just have to discard a card.
Yeah, rainbow's for anything too.
Oh.
Yeah, so and then it just does the damage counter.
Yeah.
So the only thing he couldn't use would be the prism energy.
Yeah, so weird to see the evolution instance hit the discard pile there and not have had that committed to. Unless there's a world where the Lucario's prized. Justice hasn't really got a chance to get off the board and start taking prizes yet at this point. I think we're just going to see probably a scoop. Yeah, because he shows us both the Tyranitar and I think the Lucario was the other one. But tough shake. Tough start there. But Mr. Hoffman goes to 1-0 on that, Ghoulies.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty awesome. Let's slide myself over here behind the other side.
Ooh, God bless me.
Bless you.
All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. So we got that matchup wrapped up. Then we're going to get this refreshed here and look at our pairing, see what we got going on. Do you have a certain match you want to jump to, or do you want me to? Because we have Ravi playing, and then also it'd be cool
Oh
to
yeah,
see
yeah,
S.
yeah. Where's Robbie at right now?
He is at table 3.
Yeah, I'd love to go take a peek into Robbie's game. Let's go out to table 3.
Do it. Very cool. So Robbie's playing a psychic deck today. Very nice.
Oh yeah, and we know and love this one as well.
Yep.
Been-
And it looks like at the moment he's got a significant lead as well. Um, what is that? Low. I'm gonna also look at the deck list real quick for this. Bearings. Okay. So what is Mike God 2012 playing? Let's check out this water list. All right. Definitely got a little bit of spice here going on. So we have a Greninja list, the Evasion Jitsu. So that's the one that if it ever gets damaged, you flip a coin, and if heads, you just prevent that damage. So like really like a kind of like the Dragapult that we saw very early on in GLC days.
Infiltrator, yeah.
Yeah. So you can see him trying to take advantage of that strong ability. And then you have the standard Octillery and Inteleon line. Um,
The water
and
engine, right? Yeah.
yeah, the water engine. And then it looks like he's also playing Palafin with Justice Kick. So he's got like a pretty big sweeper there, as well as Frostlass, which is really, really cool. So he's using the Freezing Shroud Frostlass, which is my personal favorite one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we're seeing a little bit of spread, trying to fix some numbers with Greninja. Is there a Devo? There is no Devo. Okay, so definitely just trying to win off of the raw snipe damage. And also that Palafin has a great snipe attack too, 30
Yeah.
30 for 1.
Yes.
That will build up big time over the course of a game if you can keep um the Frostlass going. But getting back to the game, I mean, it looks like we're 4-2 prizes, and we've got a Basculin that just did like Basculesian. Really, really like that card. Just a revenge doing a strong 120. Um, and even though that's not like the perfect like 130 number, looking that comes up a good bit of just being able to clean up a 120 Pokemon, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen 120, especially with cards like Escape Rope and, Guzma, Boss's Orders, just being able to target down bench Pokemon who are necessary to, full on engines in decks. Um,
Mm,
being able to cripple a 90 HP Pokemon off of a revenge attack is just, you know, very simply a good thing to be doing.
sure.
Robbie's going to be careful here. It looks like he is waiting on picking up that prize card. Robbie, a judge himself, so he is definitely going to be wary of what is going on here with game state. Splash energy, they are looking at Splash, and Robbie can explain that interaction to this player, I'm sure.
Maybe they're arguing that or not arguing, but like debating on if Wash Energy blocks actual copycatted attack, since it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe that could be something that's said. I'm not sure. Um,
Which I wouldn't think that it would. Just effects of attacks. So I don't think that.
if like the Mimikyu was like copying like some kind of like poison attack or something like that, right? It would block it, but if it's not going to block raw damage,
Right.
because the attack is actually doing damage is what the whole thing is. Okay, so we do see a water energy on it. Okay, with a cape, so that Inteleon's going to be pretty thick there. Um, we do not know if Blower is gone yet, right? Um, but Robbie does seem like he has enough.
And did Robbie not take his prize card there for some reason? See one on the DOS, but I didn't see if he took. Let's check in. This is the cool part about playing and streaming. Hey Robbie, did you not take a prize card last turn? Hey Robbie, did you not take a prize card last turn, or were you in? Were you supposed to take a prize? Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Yo, I love it. Fixing issues, huh? All right.
All
So
right. Cool.
Robbie, one attack away from being able to wrap this game up.
Well, you can't see it right now, but there is a cape underneath the Inteleon.
Yeah, yeah. So would take field
Lower.
blower plus. Yep. Field blower plus like an iron boulder swing would do it. But we are going to need some way to remove this tool. Versus Seeker. Versus Seeker. If Arvin is down, if any of the item search supporters are down, can fetch that out. Go get your field blower and retreat tool. That would be ideal in this scenario, ghouls. And then you'd just be playing to try to match hand size with the water player.
Sure.
Maybe that's what Robbie's explaining here. We'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
There's that Arvin.
So he has that. Yeah. Let's see.
There's a world where a piece of it is either in the discard pile already or down. There's the blower, right, ghouls? It's an alternate art stamp version of field blower that we're seeing there.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the blower.
So blower gets rid of the cape. And now we don't see... Okay, floatstone was already in hand, so didn't have to grab it off the Arvin. And there we go. There's the scoop, the extension from Mike, as Robbie takes him down, moving to 1-0 for himself as well. So that is a pretty good showing in the early indications for the Blazer boys.
Yeah, very nice. I'm going to see, it looks like SPO and Spooky are still playing.
Yeah, take a peek over there. I'm going to reset the board while leave us on the standing screen for a minute. And, while we are through the round, I know that you mentioned them at the top, but we do want to give our partners over at Collectors Connection a shout out. That website that Ghoulies mentioning earlier is collectorsconnectionduluth.com for their list of weekly and nightly events. If you're in the Minnesota area, the Duluth, Minnesota area, definitely check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like if I walked in on maybe SPO milling the last cards for It's Spooky. So SPO is playing Sabllock tonight, which I'm super, super excited about. That's one of my favorite control decks, utilizing the Sableye from Dark Explorers, being able to get back 2 items to hand with Junk Hunt every turn. Incredibly powerful resource management deck. Very similar to the Ursa Luna control, just like a little bit more limited, but definitely lower to the ground. So yeah, that definitely looks like excuse me.
Yeah, and there's always a possibility that with SBO as a player is someone that we could very well see on stream tonight. He is very, very much so one of our strongest players in Gym Leader Challenge. Always very skilled in his, deck building and playability as well. That's one thing that definitely stands out to me. He can pick up, any deck on any given day and put in a good showing with it, ghouls.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a very, very solid player. I'm expecting him to go very far tonight. Looking at the other match on table 1, it looks like Mickey is playing against Venom. Venom's on his electric deck, but it's kind of not probably who Venom wants to see because Mickey is on his Vessel of Ruins deck. Never a good day for Lightning to see that deck.
So they are still playing the
They just wrapped.
Okay, Mickey take that one down.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. The board had Mickey up. Maybe one of those players forgot to check in and Just making sure that everything was good on that front.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing is like Lightning does have Thunderous, which prevents like bench damage, right? But the problem is Thunderous does 90 damage to himself when he attacks. So it's
Right,
like
right.
it's a weird interaction. The number works out great to deal with most of Mickey's guys too. Um, so I'd imagine if Lightning could just get off like really, really fast to the ground, they could kind of maybe keep up pace and avoid a bunch of like multi KOs. But then you also have to deal with Silent Lab as well from Mickey, so that can be really tough. All right, and kind of go through and update this real quick. See it how our matches finished off. So again, we have at table one Mickey taking it. That was fighting versus Lightning. It looks like Fireball and Ron are still going at it. Um, Mike, Mike God 2012, and Robbie took that one. And Lonnie and Pokinola are undecided right now. SPO won Water versus Dark. And then we saw Lee versus Justice. Lee taking that one. Um, Chucky on table seven was able to take down um, Rice Rice Pud, but it looks like Rice Pud dropped.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
that Chucky said that they were from Australia and maybe they were having some connection issues, something to that effect.
hmm. We have Cap'n. Cap'n's back again.
Yep. We love old
Um,
Cap.
yep. Cap'n is playing Psychic again today. I wonder. Cap'n was playing Gothitelle. Is that correct? Last week. Yep.
Yeah, he was. He was playing Gothitelle in just a pretty standard psychic list. It was looking to capitalize though on Iron Boulder more so, being able to limit the opponent in terms of the card draw, the card aspect. So stopping them at 3 cards each time, it's crazy, man. It was awesome
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. And it looks like yeah, it looks like the Gothitelle is back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that's and then it's like a yeah, it's still the standard kind of psychic build after that.
Mhm.
Um, but that's so fun. Like, what a cool card to show off. Um, I feel like that's like a there's a few Pokemon that have that ability that kind of like can limit the hand or like disrupt the hand. Some of them will discard until they have 4 cards or 3 cards, I believe. There's like a Kingdra that makes them like shuffle and to the bottom of their deck and then draw 4 new ones. So like I think it's an ability that's pretty like underexplored. I know like I personally have not spent a whole lot of time like trying to play around with that too much. But it's an ability that just seems like inherently strong, right? Like we play strong supporters to like win games by limiting the opponent's hand.
Yeah.
So just have like an ability like for free. Maybe we should look into that. Like I think that's it's really cool to see Captain bring that today.
I thought you would think that of any of us that was the coolest aspect of that list, being able to kind of hand control in a little bit different way than normal. I do have the meta breakdown pulled up right now, Ghoulies. It looks like we've got a pretty fair spread of everything going on tonight. I'm seeing 4 water, 4 psychic, 3 fighting, 2 lightning, 2 colorless, 2 dragon, 1 dark. Everyone out trying to get their badges in full force, so it looks very much like a league night with a nice spread. People trying to predict what everyone else is going to bring so that they can get their badge, their first badge of the season. I know that there are only 3 on the board at this point, and 2 of the 3 are playing tonight, playing different decks than in previous weeks. So, very exciting to see. We have already talked about SBO on that dark deck for Sableye. Did we see what Ron was on this week, Ghoulies?
I'll pull it up real quick. Also, like a side note, while I'm getting there, I think it's really interesting how much psychic we've been seeing like in these tournaments,
Yeah.
right? Like, while it is kind of understood that it's probably, arguably one of the best types, like he's a top three type, right? I think traditionally online, okay, so Ron is on fighting as well.
Mm.
Ron was on fighting, I think, last time I saw Ron on here.
Yeah, that
If I,
first week. I think so.
yeah, it's like Palisand. It's got the oh, that's so okay. Never mind. It was just cut up in the list. I thought Ron was running a 101 of Tyranitar, but the Pupitar is just misordered on there.
And I misspoke. It was Georgie who won last week. Georgie also not in the house tonight. So only one returning badge winner from this week. So, good possibility that if SBO doesn't, go back and double up, then we may see a fresh winner tonight, possibly,
Oh, yeah,
Ghouls.
yeah. I mean, I think it's anybody's game tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of cool decks out here. It's GLC too. Like, so anything can happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I know that um, the competition is just wild. Again, we've got some really strong players here tonight. I would love to be able to see some of these, more like different ideas kind of take the W. Um, and then also just like to see our boy Lee just like keep on just winning back to back to back stuff. Like, that's such a testament to how good of a player he is, and he has been on fire lately. Let's see.
So about 7 minutes left in the round. I know we see about 9 minutes on our timer, but I started it just a couple minutes late. Ghoulies and I were introducing the stream. So still about 7 minutes left for these last two matches to finish up. But while everything is running and continuing on, gonna leave the pairings board up for a minute there. Anything that stands out to you, Ghoulies, tonight from this list of players, other than seeing Control represented again tonight?
Yeah, I think having Lonnie back in tonight is like really exciting too. Lonnie's on the classic just Monkey Tina list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to me, as just like a fan of the game, Monkey Tina is one of those decks that I think you hear a lot of positive things about. But it feels like there's like a select people that like dive into the deck, right? Like, we
Right.
have like Brooke English is incredible, right? And like back to back top eights at full grip. It's a deck, and then Lonnie, of course, Lonnie has been on a tear online too. And like, you just have all of these like really cool options with the deck. And so anytime I see Lonnie in a tournament, I get hyped because I'm like, yeah, I know like there's going to be like some solid play, and then we're going to get to see that deck just do some really, really fun things. Um, Having like Monkey Dory in the format is, when we see standard and we see how just dominating Monkey Dory is in standard, in my opinion, it's pretty like refreshing to see it in GLC because it feels like a little bit more niche, but like it's still inherently strong in a single format, right? Like, when you're used to seeing like 60 damage moved for free, right? A turn, or like even 90. Like, this Monkey Dory is still doing an absurd amount of stuff by just moving 3 a turn. And
Mm-hmm.
so I always like seeing what that can do in a tournament. Again, I'm really hyped on seeing SBO play Sabllock. So SBO is playing my latest list that incorporates Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is pretty interesting for those of y'all who don't know. Mandibuzz is a card, has an ability that lets you look at your opponent's hand, like if they don't have a full bench. And then if they have a 70 HP Pokemon or less, you get to put it into play. And now, while that kind of seems very like limiting, because number one, they have to not have a full bench, and then they have to have a Pokemon with 70 HP. It's a benefit, if you get to put the Pokemon into play. But in reality, like you're mainly just trying to look at their hand to see what they have access to. Um, and so Sableye in general is a deck that has a lot of options compared to most control decks, um, and they're all right there,
Okay.
right? Like
Right.
the thing. I don't know if most Ursaluna lists are playing Battle Compressor. Do you know if they are?
I don't know. Not 100%. SPO, if you're in there, let us know if you're running Battle Compressor in your Ursaluna list.
It makes sense if they would, but it's a cool card. Just as far as like how decks function, especially these resource management decks, right? Like
Right.
Battle Commander becomes a searcher deck for any card, and then essentially put it into your hand.
They
Which
are goalies, confirmed by the man himself there in the chat. Thanks,
okay, yeah,
SPO.
yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, SBO. And so like just like being able to see you know a deck like that, be able to take full advantage of like the discard. It kind of takes the concept of how you see the game and it kind of flip flops it, right?
Right.
Like a lot like look at their deck as like their main form of resource. But really like Sableye and Ursaluna can really just like flip the script there and really just utilize like discarding things like no other. Um, and like with that, like you start seeing higher value in cards like Clay and Hapu and Explorer's Guidance. It's all these like cards that just let you like rip through your deck and go through faster. But like you discarding cards for the most part, I mean you can definitely kind of get set back. Um, but like you're essentially turning all those discards into like cards to put into your hand regardless. So anyway, I'm very excited to see that how that plays out tonight. What about you, Logan? You have any decks that you're excited to see, or like anything about the meta share that just like really speaks out to you?
Yeah, definitely interested to see Kappen back again, like you had mentioned, with their style of psychic deck. I was very excited to see them play last week again, and excited to see them running it back again this week. So that one's one that stands out to me. Obviously, anytime Lee Hoffman's in the room with Dragons, it's going to be hard for me to bet against Lee Hoffman on Dragons. So that's another huge one there for the room. Um, you know, Lonnie, again, as you had mentioned as well, definitely huge ups to Lonnie as a player. I always think that they have a chance to win the room anytime that they're in a tournament as well. So we have a lot of big hitters tonight for sure, goalies.
I mean, not to mention like Chucky is playing today,
Absolutely.
which is like a full grip champion.
Totally.
I mean, he's bringing a really interesting deck to the table too. You know, he's he is like one of the water boys.
Yep.
Shout out there. Um, but like today, like he's playing special whales list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of have seen low key like a shift away from the special whale, but I mean that card. Let's just be real here. That card is still good.
Yep.
It's still very good, very threatening, extremely hard to knock out, and it does a lot of damage. So
Yeah, the stats on it are still great, man. You have to be able to clear 240 damage to be able to one shot the thing. It's
yep.
doing 240 damage back when it's attacking. So it is a very threatening piece still out there in GLC.
Oh
And we
yeah.
know the water consistency engine is one of the most busted things out there.
Yep. There's lots of yeah, he's using the melodic as well. That lets you get back the resources from the discard pile. So you can take advantage of like reusing Mallow and Lana multiple times over and over and over again. So I am excited to see, how he does tonight as well. I know he's expecting a lot out of the run, and I don't blame him. A great player like Chucky is going to tear it up. Let's see. Then let's see what Fireball is running. Fireball always plays some like pretty interesting things too. Um, okay, very cool. Yeah, so we have a like a colorless list that Fireball is playing. With the whole like fire and lightning split is like pretty cool. I always like seeing where colorless list go, right? Because there's a few different things. Like we're really big on Harambe, which is like the list that um runs the Pelipper and the um what why am I blanking? What's the
The
sheep's name?
double,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
double.
Sorry. Just like super like advantage pushing, like being able to, get your like disruption stuff and then just being able to bop people over and over again. And it does look our next round is up.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's see. We'll stay with Lee and Ravi.
Robbie,
Yep.
another team match. This is fun.
This is a good one though.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see both players, so this should be a fun one.
yeah. Okay, so that's table three. Yeah, and then kind of like I want to break down Robbie's list a little bit more. Because we were just talking about Monkey Dory as kind of being I think the list that has had the most success across the board, right? Like there's a bunch of really good psychic lists. Like we have Curse Kiss, which is a phenomenal deck. We have Monkey Dory. There's the Lost Zone psychic deck. There are just like your standard, which I think is what he is playing, is like your standard just Natu Malamar deck, which is it's just trying to use some of the best attackers in the game and trying to use one of the best support engines in the game and just running people over, right?
Right.
Um, but you know what? I was wrong. He is playing Monkey Dory, so don't mind me. I can't read. Just need to look at the energies. Yeah. So we have a pretty standard Monkey Dory list. Um, he is running Palpad, which is super cool. Like if y'all know anything about me, I love Palpad and decks that can recycle powerful supporters. Um, and he's also running Thornton.
Hmm.
Like, dude, that's so cool. Um, that right there just kind of like screams like you don't know what's gonna happen, right? Like you
Right.
could easily go, if you're Lee, you could just expect like a 90 snipe on a knock to or a Malamar to knock it out, and you feel like you're safe and there's no way that he can accelerate a certain amount of energies. And then Robbie just plays Thornton.
Thornton. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Um, let's see what else. We have Battle Compressor, which and Red Card. So Robbie is bringing the spice here. So it's not exactly your standard monkey list. And then he is finishing it off with Parallel, which dude, I love this list. This is cool. Like Robbie is doing Robbie things, right? All right, let's get to the game here. All right, so Robbie's going first and attaches a psychic to Monkey Dory. And I'm not gonna lie, Logan, I really like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just as threatening as anything else that he can be doing this turn. We know that confusion is one of those attacks that is going to make life harder on Lee to be able to stream these attackers. It's almost like how the Morpeko and the disable attackers can disable you for a turn. It's the same
Yeah,
effect essentially, right? You're going to have to move out of the active and move yourself back in order to be able to attack for free. You could flip a
yeah,
coin, and we know that Lee does love to flip some coins, but will he do that, be apt to do that in a scenario like this? We see the letter come down, so we are going to get at least 2 energies attached to your ghouls off this Turboblaze and an extra.
yeah, you'd love to see that for sure. Letter with Reshiram in the active is just like chef's kiss.
Gas.
Yes,
But we don't see a fire energy taken off the letter.
he might
Interesting.
already.
May already have it. Mm-hmm.
I also did not get a chance to see if he has any supporters in his hand. Um, Something important to note too, just to kind of talk about this matchup. With Ravi putting the psychic energy down, like not only is it just like actually confusing the bolt, which has a very thick retreat cost of 3, but like there's something important here where we talk about counter pressure, and
Mm-hmm.
like when you have like something as threatening as a bolt just knocking out all your little guys, like just having something to slow you down is just it's important. It makes you think twice before you just try to like you know, uh, like load up a bolt in the active spot, just taking prizes for free.
Right. Yeah, the
And that's
Boulder, one of the most threatening Pokemon in this psychic list, and as well as this Monkey Dory as well, like you're mentioning, just being able to kind of be a nuisance there on the board. Start getting damage into play. That damage is going to stick. Monkey's going to be able to move the damage off of its side later into the game.
well too if he gets like one more free hit on
Mm-hmm.
what about yeah. So he gets the free hit on there. Logan, that's a Tina Ping knockout.
Yep.
Like um so but the cool thing is he will have like a Raging Bolt knockout on the monkey, like letting that just
Kind of
get
easing
knocked.
that pressure, right? Mm-hmm.
And then putting Tattoo is like it shows he has a dead hand. And I'm not gonna lie, you do not want to put Tatsu into play in this matchup.
No.
That is very free matchup or free prize. But let's also talk about on the flip side, Ravi has Monkey Dory out and he's about to get knocked out.
Right.
Uh, we might see that loss play, then that is going to be very, very bad for Ravi. Because that's really how you get ahead in this matchup is through the monkey KOs. We see a psychic going down to the Natu. Um, and that's either for pivot or maybe I don't think Ravi is playing any of the um, yeah, so Ravi is not playing any of those TM.
Tools, TMs, yeah.
And Ravi very smartly does not knock out yeah, I love that play. Like just passing, forcing Lee to have to get the oh dude, yeah, that's gorgeous. That play, this is why Ravi is a top player. Like by just not knocking out the Reshiram, he's just saying like, "Hey, you've been dead drawing. I'm gonna just sit back. That Reshiram is gonna be a free prize at some point in the game,
Right.
and I'm able to set up this board." So if you're Robbie here playing Arvin, what are you looking for?
Yeah, you definitely want to establish here and make sure that you are putting yourself in a position where you can be responding to this Raging Bolt over the coming turns, because we know that we're going to see it come up into the active and start asking questions as early as next turn. But not sure exactly what the answer is. We're going to see an Evo Incense up off the Arvin. So trying to get the Curlia or the Zatu online.
I'd imagine it'd be the Curlia here. If
Probably
I'm
so.
also I'm interested. Is he playing mine?
That would be a good shout.
I do not think he's playing mine. I'm double checking. Does not look like he is playing Mr. Mime at all.
Mm.
So that is really risky in today's economy. But Ravi's saying, "Hey, I don't need it." Um, but I do like getting the Curlia set up here. I like being able to like, you know, threatening the. It looks like we just got the Zatu, right? And not the
Yep,
Curlia.
not the Curlia.
Cool.
Hmm.
Again, kind of like spreading out like the threats, right? Like I found like that's one of the strongest things that you could be doing with Psychic is like having the Zatu and the Curlia on board.
Right.
Because Zatu really is is kind of like the threat, right? Like, see if he drew anything. It might have been a pass, Logan. Did you see Lee gesture over?
Hmm. I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we see the action back on Robbie. So Robbie electing to pass in that scenario right back to Lee. Not taking the initiative, not taking a knockout from the Monkey Dory.
You got to think too that he partially probably didn't get Curlia because Curlia could get sniped by the bolt,
Right,
and Batu didn't.
right. So here we go. We're gonna see this teleportation burst Mew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just gonna be able to take a knockout on this Reshiram, move itself back to the bench. But he is gonna
And
have to sacrifice something to this Raging Bolt. And you don't want to send up that Articuno to get it stuck in the active. Oh man, this would be a huge mistake in my opinion, Ghoulies. But I don't know what
yeah,
else you give up. Yeah, this is smart. This is smart. At least this gives you the pivot option. But if Lee could, Lost City this thing, would be a massive piece to this game plan, right, Ghouls? I know that's
yeah.
what you're thinking.
I'm thinking I would not have sent up Monkey Dory.
Yeah.
But like also, I trust Ravi's knowledge with this deck way more than mine. Um, I almost would have just still not knocked it out, to be honest. I would have just probably retreated and um, I don't know. Again, I would have probably rather grabbed the Curlia here because you would have been digging like way more. Um, but again, I could only think that he was probably afraid um, of like a bolt snipe. But here you're giving him access to Tatsu, and your board is really not set up. So see a Clara, that's not good. Like,
No. No.
all right, so, and I would think that Lee wouldn't want to knock out the Monkey Door unless if he had Lost City, right?
Right.
I mean, maybe. We'll see what he chooses to do here. Because here you're just like banking on like, oh my god, yeah, dude, he he had Lost City.
Crazy man. This man's been on another tear recently.
Yeah, I mean, am I correct in thinking that you grab Lost City, or what would you grab here from a box perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you think that removing and this is open list, right? So Lee knows what Ravi has access to in his list. You would think that knowing that, you would know that Monkey Dory is a huge part of the strategy, right? And that you could remove it permanently from your board. But at the same time, um, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't think anything else really that you would need. And there it is. We see the Lost City be odd up there.
Yeah, because he has. I mean, we know he has Clara, so that gives him some kind of like insurance potentially, with being able to power up a Drampa in like a turn or two.
Right.
He has like the pivot with the Reshiram. But again, I know from like playing Psychic against Box so much that like you really do get major ahead from the Monkey Dory
Right.
spread.
And not to mention that kind of removes Tatsugiri as a liability, Ghouls,
Mhm.
like at this point, because of being removed the monkey so early. Ravi's not going to have those 2 turns usually that it takes to take down a Tatsu. 2 turns plus a Giratina ping, right?
Yeah, 100%. All right, and let's see what Robbie is thinking. Also, always like on a side note, most psychic lists do not play rare candy when it's just like the monkey
Right.
versions.
Agreed.
And I always find that so interesting. Like I'm a sucker for rare candy. Like I think it's such a good card, but I do understand the logic of not using it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but like if you had teammates here, like I wouldn't be mad about playing, trying to get something set up and stabilized because I think Robbie's now super on the back foot because you're looking at the Drudagon with ready to retaliate. You're looking at the, you know, Drampa could come out of nowhere with another like VS Seeker for, or a Crispin or something, you know.
Right.
Um, so Lee is looking in a really good spot. And I have to think that if you did not take the knockout there, you would have been in a lot better position.
Would have at least forced additional resources out of Lee for sure.
Yep.
Don't know if we would have seen a play coming out with the like possibly an escape rope or a retreat tool, but I'm like you, giving him that knockout gave him the pivot, right?
Yep. Well, it gave him the Lost City. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
if your opponent's just sitting there dead drawing, a lot of times you can assume that they're probably sitting on teammates or Raihan. That's at least where my headspace goes all the time. Is like, what if I'm anticipating a knockout? I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, they've been holding on to this, waiting for me to take a knockout. So like, what do we do here?
Right. Yeah, and people play to that stance too. You'll notice an energy hit the discard pile early. It's like, okay, well, even if you don't have that card right now, you've just told me that you probably have access to a card like that because, it's not all decks that mind pitching an energy. Some decks, you can see them go in there. It's not that big of a deal, right? You see water pitching energy, and you don't think anything of it because of all the recovery that water has in terms of energy recovery. But other decks, it's kind of like a telltale sign, right? Like these dragon decks start pitching energy. Mela, Raihan,
Yep.
all those cards are on the board.
Yeah, 100%. But we are seeing some kind of stuff develop. Um, Again, you would love to see a blower and a yeah, I mean really just blower and another maybe D Valley. I no, okay, so he just needs another energy then.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can get there.
Along with
I mean,
blower, though. We seen a
well,
supporter played this turn yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Red card. So it's going to reset Lee's hand down to 4. And then Raihan as well. Raihan going to put an energy on Mimikyu. Oh, gosh. Here we go. Going to be able to search out the Field Blower. Field Blower going to get rid of this cape. And Mimikyu going to be able to copycat the Dragon Headbutt attack to take a knockout clean on this Raging Bolt, sending it to the Lost Zone too. Do you bump the Lost Zone? For sure, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have played it where I do not bump the Lost Zone. I have definitely ran Dragon out of attackers by doing that plenty of times.
Yeah.
But again, it's what is your board, right? So like Robbie might be looking at something where, hey, I've got to reoccur this Mimikyu over the next few turns, like because he's set up to be able to, deal with a revenge, and then also
it's a 3 energy turn, Ghoulies.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. The Monkey Dory deck is the only one that can really copy Grandpa too.
Robbie's drawing on all cylinders right now. We've got a U-turn board on that Xatu and a knockout from the Mimikyu, removing the Raging Bolt.
After a red card.
After a red card, exactly. So that Clara that was is possibly no more. And we see a top deck of Battle VIP pass, schools. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Here we go.
At least see how fast he slams the card down.
Tatsugiri looks like he found some option. Not sure exactly what.
Is like you are just staring at a Mimikyu, right? Like you have to remember that Mimikyu can't do anything if you don't do anything.
Right.
Articuno has no energies on it, but D Valley is not accounted for. So we could see like a snipe on the on one of the bench guys because they're 120. So Kuno could be coming in clutch here. I would like to see this turn. Um, okay. Was that just an attached return, by the way, to the Drampa?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So we're probably not going to see an attack here. Again, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world.
Right.
He's just basically putting it on Robbie to have a lot more resources. But I'm gonna shoot it straight to you here, Logan. We got a Curly out there.
Yep.
We got two out there. That could turn into Glade, and Lee could be staring at a hot mess and a half.
Absolutely. 120 damage is enough to KO either of these bench Pokemon. It just is a nightmare scenario if we do see the pivot there attached to the Tatsu. We know that the float stone, or not the float stone, the field blower has been committed, so that will stick.
Yep.
You probably just leave it in the active, no? Okay. So we are going to get a... So the fighting energy must not have been the attached return. If we're seeing a water energy odd up to be put down on this Strutigan here.
Let's see.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, I can't see his discard pile.
Yeah, I can't either. It's off because of his camera. Camera's a little off the screen.
But even if he has retrieval,
Hey
yeah,
Lee, we can't see your like discard pile and stuff, brother. Can you like slide your phone to the left just a touch? Or the yeah, that a baby, That's perfectly right there. All right, good deal. Play on, you guys. Thank you.
yeah. Unfortunately, we don't know what the like VS Seeker
Right.
was.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't. A little bit off
But
on the camera side there.
you'd have to imagine that Ravi would stop that.
He would. He used VS Seeker for something, Gray said. We think.
Oh, yeah, then it was Raihan.
Yeah.
He would.
Thanks, Gray.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love chat, man.
Chat's awesome.
Chat's
Shout out.
awesome.
Yeah. Coolest cats around. Alrighty. So for your Ravi, what are you thinking here? What are you looking for?
Back down to 4. Well, you know, you're in a scenario here where you can just return the Strutigan with a Mimikyu again, right? So the cheapest attacker is probably one of the best things that you'd want to be doing. I don't think that you want to send your Gallade up to be taking KOs yet, especially, you know, seeing Tatsugiri with the retreat tool already on there. We do know that Versus Seeker and Raihan have both been played, so the energy accelerating supporters are limited to Crispin at this point. I don't know exactly how many energy are in deck, but we have seen Retrieval committed, and that sort of plays already down. So there's a possibility that there are still energy in the deck, Ghouls, and that we've just seen these energy be recycled, right?
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is he's got the Tulip, he's got the Glade, so he's going to be locked in for a hot second, right?
Sure.
So
yeah,
lead a return knockout, draw forward more 2, and then you're also looking at a follow-up on a Gallade. And then with that Gallade in play, I mean, the sky's the limit, right?
Yes.
He should be continuing attacks over and over and over again. And this is where it's going to be important for that Wishful Baton to stick, where he's going to need...
It should. Yep. So, like, this is where Dragon usually kind of has to make sure that it is maintaining, because it does not have the setup pieces like a Psychic, like a Water, to be able to continually fish support out. It's going to rely on drawing cards with Regidrago and then fishing out supporters off of the Tatsugiri. Now, Lee has been through a bit of the deck, so it's not like it's a dead deck at this point. We have seen cards played out of hand, and we do see like Gooley's mentioned that Witchell Baton sticking around on that Drampa. So if we can get like a grass energy on there and a Drago back, that would be the perfect candidate to pass back for a Gallade KO, Ghouls.
Yep, 100%. I just have to say this too. Like, you know, I know we get like a lot of questions about box and like, important things when it comes to piloting it. I cannot stress enough how much of a like perfect execution of baiting a blower out is.
Yes.
So where like you get these these plays where like, hey, late game, I'm against psychic, I'm gonna have to be like
Mm-hmm.
making this count. And if you like timeout where like you just throw down the lost city and you have a cape, like if they don't answer that, then they probably lose, right?
Right.
And it's all about stacking those tools properly and just forcing the opponent in these situations where they have to answer said question. Then that that just like frees you up later on the road. And again, we're just seeing such a great piloting, you know, the
There's the
you
Ultra
know,
Ball that I mentioned earlier. So if we see
yep.
that Battle VIP pass still in hand, yep, it's going to be an easy one of the two pitched. And Lee looks like he's going to have a tough decision on this other one, Ghouls. Not sure exactly what else is in the hand, but we did see
Like
that Tatsugiri fawned the Hex off of its attract customers.
flashing the Robbie VIP too, which is sick.
Okay, so here we go. Everything's kind of lining up. Now, do we have another energy for this?
Be perfect.
Probably so, because you wouldn't have pitched the lightning energy if you didn't, right? This
Yeah,
is
you
like
have to.
this is
He's
perfect.
holding
Like
something.
you
Yeah.
said, this is like lining up perfectly for Lee. Because it's going to put the onus on Robbie to at least deal with the Drago, probably, would be my guess, is to deal with the Drago and leave the Drampa in the active, if you can do that.
And you know what? If he gets the hex off this turn, I think that would be pretty
Oh, and
devastating.
there's no reason to not Hex. Now, at this point, you've established your third energy. Now, granted, it is off color, so we are going to have to see a green. Okay, boss. We're going to go boss instead. Boss up the energy accelerator.
I love that
Yeah, I do
because
too.
like, he's like literally saying like you have to now send up the glade, or you have to attach another like a dark energy to mimic.
Exactly. And he knows that one's already down in the discard pile. Psychic's not playing a whole lot of ways to recover energy, if any, in
Well, they
terms
do.
of a darkness energy.
Let's see.
Is Robbie
Yeah, and
playing energy retrieval?
it is standard. Like he is playing energy retrieval.
Okay. So one way. We don't know if that's down just yet, but probably not, if I had to guess.
Yeah, so we'd be looking at like a Crispin play potentially here,
Yeah.
right? Or energy retrieval
And
would
he
probably be
is counting the energy there immediately, so. And especially
might,
that darkness energy. Knows that he's got to have it here. With the promotion of Mimikyu, it almost makes me wonder if he thinks that he does have it, Ghouls.
yep. Yeah, getting rid of that energy acceleration there is like so important too, right?
Right.
And I could be crazy, but DDE is not gone, right?
No, it has not saw the board yet. Correct.
This is crunchy. This
Mm-hmm.
is crunchy. Yeah, so if I'm Robbie here, um, oh, I say they are both accounted for. I'm sorry if I said anything otherwise, because the other dark is on the Glade,
Oh,
so
okay. Yes.
retrieval.
Has to be.
I don't know if and Arvin is accounted for, and I think let me see the list too. Um, okay, so that makes Crispin dead. Makes Arvin. This is where Thornton could be cool. I wonder if he's considering Thornton too. Mm,
Hmm.
Palpad is also like another card where he could Palpad the Raihan back.
Right.
So he has options. And I would definitely think that you would want to start powering up more attackers than trying to line up to sack your Gallade in this point.
Right. Yeah, that's always the point where Socket tends to lose control, right? When you have to start attacking with Glade, it can easily be problematic where you lose control of the matchup after that point. So
And
we
it's
can
also
see
want to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Guzma found out off of Buddy Catch, and then versus Seeker probably gonna grab that Rahan. Yep. So Rahan's
Yeah.
gonna be able to accelerate that energy onto the Mimikyu. And what
Hey,
card?
it's like massive here too. Like we were talking about how Lee piloted that perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else he is set himself up for success for here is like hand disruption
Sure.
late game. Like by making that where your Drago is like going to be your last attacker, you've left yourself up with a Tatsu play to dig as well as like draw forward until 4. And just like really really well done by Lee here. These are like really important things to be able to take your piloting to the next level with box.
Right.
Yep. So we do see a Poffin. So we're gonna probably see a Malamar starting to get established too. I think is going to be important here. Let's see what else.
And then he can just go back and get the Zatu again, even. After that rescue stretcher put them back into the deck. Perfect play, perfect way to play those cards in conjunction with one another.
Yep.
Put Mysterious Tail, so Mysterious Tail going to come back out. Is Malamar in the list? Yeah, so there's the Inkay. Inkay going to be able to possibly get Malamar online as early as next turn.
Robbie seemed a little frustrated about something. I don't know what.
Something for sure.
Okay, he's prepping. Muscle.
Jeez. Yeah. So it's like in back-to-back turns right here, Ghouls, we saw the Rahan in conjunction with the Zatu for 3, and then a Versus Seeker for a Rahan this turn for 2 more. 5 energies in play over the last 2 turns from Ravi's side.
Yep.
And Lee's going to be happy to just pass back the 2 to the Drago.
Yep.
2 that are needed there, really. We just need to find one more color. We need to find that green Prism Energy DDE at worst case scenario, but I don't think you want to expend that for this. You may have to.
Yeah, because it's really tricky here too. Because Ravi is 100% in the prize lead,
Sure.
like race. So Lee has to find a way to disrupt.
And the board state race really at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you're looking at Marnie, right? Let me see if Lee added any other things to the list. Let's see. So Marnie, he is playing Turbo Patch tonight, by the way. But yeah, it looks like Marnie is his only hand disruption, which I don't think it's gone yet. So maybe he's can make it to where he can hit a Marnie late game or like maybe spam. Hex is already down.
Hex
right?
is already down in VS Seeker as well. No,
Wait,
no, he didn't
no.
play the Hex last turn. He played Boss last turn. Yeah. But Ravi knows that he had the Hex for sure.
Yep. And D Valley is still active for
Live,
Robbie.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So man, we're staring at a bunch of like resource filled decks going in here in this last stretch.
There's a Clara. Don't know if the grass energy is down yet at this point. I don't believe so.
I don't think Prism is gone. Looks like he's considering Clara.
And I personally think that the Reshiram has to come back out here. I don't know. I mean, obviously DDE is still around, so probably that's what Lee's banking on more so than anything. But I thought that there was a world where the Reshiram needed to come back that turn if you had the option to bring it back.
If he doesn't hit the energy attachment here,
There's DDE. Oh, yeah. This is cool. We're going to go up and swing for the 60 on the squid.
yeah,
Yeah, I like this. I do
thank
like this because, again, it preps you for that late game hand disruption. You still have the Drago in your back pocket. Sure, you didn't hit it that turn, but that was just as good, and it didn't expend
well,
the energy in a weird way.
I think that's game though, because all he has to do is copy the knockout on Tatsu, because he has enough energies for it, and then he has Gallade, so that should be a wrap.
Yeah.
Like actually attacking with Bolt there was really bad, right? Because Mimikyu can literally snipe for 90.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a little bit of an overshot for sure. I think that if you go up and attack with the Reggie Drago, even with the double energy commitment, then you're leaving yourself open to the Gallade next turn. And that's why I thought that there was a world where the Reshiram needed to come back. Because Reshiram, in conjunction with, okay, if you can find that last pivot tool, we can power up that Dredigan again next turn, right? To be able to deal with the Gallade. Yeah, leaving this Mimikyu the ability to attack at all, like you said, is probably the the game losing factor there for Lee. We'll see if Ravi identifies it, but Ravi being the pilot that he is, I would not imagine that goes unnoticed.
The only way where I felt like that would be, I think we have a deck list error. Maybe I'm crazy.
Check it out.
Well, it's curly, I believe. It's not there.
Nope, it is not. It is not. Okay, so we will have to give these players a shout, stop play, and see what's going on. Let me pop away for just a second, Ghoulies, to the pairing screen, and
Yep.
you can give us a rundown on what's going on, and I'll jump in with these players.
Yeah, cool. All right, so and just to kind of like talk a little bit more about the
Hey
matchup
guys,
here. What
Robbie,
kind of like
I don't think that Mr. Mom is in your deck list. You want to check that and make sure?
the Mimikyu just being able to finish off that Tattoo Geary on the snipe there? It makes it to where the only response that Lee could have ideally would just be killed by, or sorry, KO'd by the Gallade. So it's essentially as soon as like the prize gets taken by the Mimikyu, then it would be a knockout there on the Gallade. So um, now with this whole mime situation coming into play here, I'm not quite sure how we're gonna end up with the ruling there, but um, say like if that just never happened, that's like kind of like how the game should play out. Um, but anyway, I'm going to what other tables are doing real quick. See what other decks have kind of, or what other people have finished up here. Let's see here. We got the pairings, and it looks like we've got a few winners. So it looks like uh, he, Mickey had won over Gavin P. Chicken Frog, um, Ron, and then Spooky beat Mike God 2012. And then Pokinova had the bye. So it's all some interesting matchups here. It looks like, let's see, water versus water there. And I think Spooky is on. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Spooky is still on Milo Pump too. So that's always really cool to see. And then let's see. Gavin Pete and Gavin Pete is playing it looks like box. So looks like Vessel Room was able to take that one. And then Venom again is playing the Lightning deck and ended up losing to the other Lightning player in the rounds.
All right, we're back on. So Robbie looks like will be assessed a 1 prize card penalty for an invalid deck list. That's kind of the same prize penalty that we had awarded last week. These are not, Pokemon sanctioned events, so it's loose, right? We're trying to get games in. This is webcam. A lot of this stuff is not normal for your average league knot, right? If you go play in a store, you're not going to have to submit a deck list for a league knot, right? And so as long as you have 60 cards in your deck, it's probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to have anything to worry about. But here, every single deck list has to be input manually and thus has to be checked prior to make sure that these players are sticking by the rules. So from that side, Lee will only have to take one more prize card to win this game, Ghouls.
Yep, and it looks like Lee has it. I mean, he got. Okay, well, he drew forward. I don't even. Okay. He should have game right here. I believe the Reds challenge was drawn way before the order there. But with Red's challenge, that guarantees him the energy for knockout and then game based off the prize penalty.
Right.
Let's see if he sees that line.
Does he not?
Logan, it does not look like he saw that.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, no way.
This is where knowing the rules is like everything, guys.
Well,
say it week in and week out, right?
Just trying to forward with the Trago. Sorry, it just should have been game like as soon as he saw that.
Reds challenge. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. As long as Prism Energy or the Grass Energy are live, drew the grass.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And that's knockout. And that will be game off the back of a prize loss. That was such a good played game, well played game. I do hate that it comes down to that instance there.
Because Robbie definitely had it.
Yeah, I think so.
That was Robbie's game. There's no way that Lee wins that at that point because it's literally he had him checkmate.
Right.
Both of those attackers powered up.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But it just shows the importance of just being diligent and making sure that your list matches your submitted list, right?
Yep.
So we hate to see it end like that, but congratulations to Lee on that W there. And Robbie will get that fixed up. Logan, we had a bunch of like interesting matchups. Talking about Lightning took out Lightning, Water took out Water, and then Mickey was able to take down Box with Vessel. So a bunch of interesting matches. It does look like Chucky ended up being Cap'n. So Special Whales pulled it out against Psychic. Lonnie also pulled it out against Fireball. So we got. Oh, yo, let's go. SBO is also undefeated. And he just played against Psychic, which is. It's honestly like you don't even play Sableye against Psychic. You just reoccur. Like you let him take one prize and then you just spam that card over and over and over and over. they can't keep up because like you do play like other disruption cards too, right? That their life difficult. So I don't think I've lost a psychic one time with Sablog. All right, so Robbie's going to be checking that out. Um, let's see here. Go back to the pairings. Okay, and I mean, I think that actually wraps up the round. I think everybody is done with their game. That's cool. Yeah, it's cool that everybody was able to wrap up in time. You love to see it. So next off, we've still got a good like blend of two O's, right? Um, looks like fighting, water, dragon, and psychic and dark are undefeated. So look, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. I think it's gonna be a Sabllock sweep tonight. We have control win again for a third. That's what I would like to see. Shout out to the control boys out there. All right. Yeah, I don't know, but Lee is on fire tonight. It kind of feels like his night from the games that we've seen. Having access to Faba and having access to Lost City, definitely from a Sabllock perspective, is scary if they get paired into each other. And I do think that matchup can be a little tricky too. What matchup are you hoping gets paired into each other? We have again, we have Sabllock, we have Monkey Tina, Box, Special Whales, Vessel of Ruin. Those are all the undefeateds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, yeah, and you know what's interesting about the psychic water matchup nowadays is like you don't have as many special energies for Mimikyu to be able to copycat their attackers, and so it gets a lot hairier in trying to respond to a whale.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
definitely, you kind of have to lean into
Sorry
like
about that, chat. I was muted there for just a second. Let me go back. Let me backtrack just a second, Ghouls. I mean, cut you off. So Ghouls had asked me about the matchup spread left, and I had said that it'd be interesting to see Lonnie and Socket possibly against like the whale matchup. I would be interested to see how that damage manipulation shakes out with the big HP on the whale. And then I had mentioned that I too am a big fan of the control archetype, so watching control into any matchup is also really, really cool for me. And then finally, Lee Hoffman on Dragon. I've said it before tonight. I'll say it again. If Lee Hoffman's on Dragon, I'm betting on Lee Hoffman on Dragon. It's almost like, taking a Super Bowl pick on, one of the highly favorited players, right? I don't really care. Just give me that guy.
dude, Lee got paired into Chucky.
Golly, man. It's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, it's definitely
It's
crazy,
been a
but hey,
night.
the cool thing is we're getting good games. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? These are nail biters.
right.
Um, so yeah, we got
SBO gets another psychic match though. Let's let that be known real quick before we jump in here to table 2 with Lee and Chucky is that SBO draws another psychic match. Ghouls, I know you like those odds there.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, big time. Shout out to Galarian Moltres being the homie there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right, so let's see. Going to table 2. Yeah, no, this is exciting. What a great night for GLC, am I right?
Yeah, definitely so.
All right, Logan, let's match up. What you thinking? Who's favored in this?
This is going to be one of those where setup is everything, right? If Chucky can get this board state developed, then the numbers for Drago Box to be hitting are, I don't want to say impossible, but it is much harder to deal with a Whale Lord when you're playing Drago Box than one of any other Pokemon in the entire format, right? We've just known that from fact
Yeah,
at this point.
sure. Like not only that, but like the Satitan also has 180.
Yep.
Which is hard, but I do believe he is running the muscle band. Right? No, maybe not. Let me double check. Okay. Lee is playing. He is playing muscle band. Okay, yeah. So I like I like the odds whenever Box is playing Boss and Box is playing muscle band. It really helps out the water matchup.
And
It
it is.
definitely.
He's playing both in this stance, right? We've already
Yep.
seen Boss played tonight, so we know that card's in the deck. And then you had mentioned you went and looked for the other specific target there, Muscle Band.
Yep.
So
Yep.
both
So
are there.
you know what the other interesting thing too is like we know that like Milo Pump can be like favored in this matchup, but like Special Whales is lacking speed.
Yes.
They don't have they don't have speed at all. The biggest thing that I think Chucky has going for him in this matchup to try to set up enough that he can is the Articuno maybe. I mean, I know that you and I both aren't really high on the card, but it it has its chance to prove us wrong here,
He
right?
tried to sell me on it earlier, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the fact that you can keep that boss at bay, but you know what? Box plays lab. And at this point in how Lee's playing tonight, I would not be surprised if he's like drawing hot and he hits the boss Silent Lab around the Articuno.
Yeah.
And that's just,
Yeah.
what's it do? We don't know. But the cool thing is, like, I feel like Special Whales compared to other lists, also, they don't have to go very wide. So, like, I think if he can get a Whale Lord to stick, like, around, like, the 3 prize frame and can, like, start powering up a Subtitan at that point, then maybe it will be doable. But it's just going to be tight, right? And it also depends if Lee just goes too fast and like just gives him
Right.
access to reversal
Right.
when he doesn't need to take a KO or something before he's got his board spread. All right, but let's see what we got here.
All right. Ghoulies, while you go ahead and get us kicked off into this one, we are on a little bit of a skeleton crew tonight. Ghoulies and I are together alone in the house tonight. So I am going to run and take a quick break. And then, Ghouls, as soon as I get back, I'll give you the opportunity to do the same. Just hang in there with us for a few minutes, and that way we'll keep everything rolling as is, right? Sound okay to you, Ghoulies?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Rocking.
Sweet. I'll be right back.
All right, so like we said earlier, the matchup's going to be very, very interesting. It is the definition of aggro rundown versus, big boss. Now we see an attach to Raging Bolt, and like that's always like a really, really powerful thing to go turn 1, because then you start threatening a lot on the next turn. Um, and we do see another Pokemon down. This isn't like a control deck or anything like that, so he doesn't really have to worry about over benching or anything like that. Like we've seen him have to play against like different like spread and things like that. So this this game he should be able to play his game exactly how he wants. Um, Now on Chucky's side, it looks like Chucky's going second. We are going to see a Buddy Buddy Poffin, uh, which every deck loves to see Buddy Buddy Poffin going first or second, right? It's one of the best cards ever printed. It's so fantastic. Um, it's a card that really, really lets lets you play the game, and it speeds up the format too for all these setup decks. It's like on one side you have these I don't know, like these inherently strong aggro, like Raging Bolt with DDE, or like um, Van Rotom, all of these really great options. But cards like Poffin really, really help even out that whole thing there. So we see Chucky really popping off, setting up um, Irida and Poffin. So if you're Chucky, you're feeling great here. We do get the whale down, and we see a Hisuian heavy ball, so he's going to start fixing these prizes. And I think if you're Chucky, the biggest thing that you would like to see here is a energy attached to the whale. So he gets the Sobble out the prizes. And I did not happen to see what he had in his prizes, but um, he looks like he's locked and loaded, ready to go. And let's see if we can follow it with an attachment. And ideally, you would probably rather it not be a special energy, seeing that list is playing. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Seeing that the list is playing a Faba. And we do see the pot helmet also go down on the Sobble, putting it at 100. Literally, Chucky is hitting the gas. This is everything that he wants. Very, very, very solid setup. So now let's see what Lee can do to kind of answer this wild setup. Bull can start putting pressure on, but you are looking at a potential Whale Lord with a reversal energy knockout. I would like to see it energize play from Lee and start setting up multiple attackers where he can still be the aggressor and take the first prize, but that way he won't lose all his steam if he gets returned on the following turn. Let's see what he goes for, but I do think it should probably be a energized play. For me, I always value, while like prize lead is important, like board state is also, this is a great example of, yep, energized play. He's thinking the same thing. So like you want to be able to spread your board and make it to where, okay, if my opponent comes out of nowhere and knocks out my pressure, then my whole day isn't ruined, right? Like I can have a response to his response or their response, blah blah blah, and just keep it cycling. So I really like this play from Lee, and I would really like him to have another Pokemon to put down. Plus an attachment, maybe onto the active. Yep. So again, you're threatening a KO on all these little guys on the bench. And don't even know if you need to attach the float this turn. Unless if he's thinking escape rope.
And Ghoulies, I am back in the house, so if you need to take a break, grab you a refreshment, anything like that, you feel free to at any point in time. Go ahead. I've been watching the stream along, so
yeah, cool.
Fully caught
yeah,
up.
I am good right now.
Cool.
But
Sweet.
I'll definitely probably take you up on that at some point.
Yep.
Yeah, Logan, I was just talking about the importance of being able to spread your board.
Yep.
before like you move into like a really really aggressive play.
Yeah, we
Because
see
like
the overextending with Dragon, right? Like that's the play that can get you the biggest part of trouble quickly, right? Like we could have saw, him go for a muscle band right there. We know the muscle band's in the deck. He could have aggressed right there, taken the first prize. But what do you leave yourself open to?
yeah, yeah. I was saying I would just really like a another Pokemon to put energy onto. And we do see a quick ball, but how good are those other cards? Okay. See, this is a little bit too thin for me. But it does leave him for like a double dragon energy, to be able to do a Druddigon,
Yeah.
which is good. So like that's to keep in mind. And we do see the float committed too. So if Chucky hits blower on a air balloon, then the support guys are going to be a little lackluster.
Right. And see Z Man Cuddles in the chat. Good to see you out tonight, Z Man. Hope that you are enjoying some card sports gameplay on a Saturday night. I know that there's no place that I would rather be than right here. I know that there's a lot other things that are going on in the world on at this time of year, especially with college football and everything else that's going on. But like I said, I'd much rather be here watching some card sports with you ghoulies.
Yep, come on now. Same. Sports go sports. Yeah, but card sports.
I'm
Way more.
playing some actual cards in the morning with some friends of mine. So the I joked all week. I said the pro card players gotta come out to play. Gotta try to take the homies for a little bit of cash in the morning.
Come on now. No, that's awesome. You see Chucky's like hitting the gas. Has a ball guy on turn two with that board. That's very, very scary. So I would even like to see you start putting Leo on the clock because he has no Dragonium Z guys in play. So that Whale Lord, if he can get it like manually powered up, which I'm assuming he actually might not need to, but if he gets like the attachment this turn and gets a Aqua Patch off, I mean he's about to put Leo on the back foot, like big time. And then he also does not have the Wishful Baton ready either. So he could kind of fall behind on some energies, oddly enough. But we're still not in the worst situation. Again, I think like the board states are pretty well developed on both sides. See Octillery going down. We have the Drizzile in hand. What are you Drizziling for here?
Sorry, just responding to.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Just responding to Spence there. I'm letting him know to go ahead and keep on judging away. You and I are in a roll. Yeah. So no knockout taken last turn. We don't see any of the energy accelerators down just yet, do we? Is Snom on the board? Snom's not even in this deck. Yeah, it's just solely. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So
I was just
something like that. Yep.
Yep.
A way to get an extra energy into play, some way to tease something out for sure.
I almost wonder if with the float stone committed, I always wonder if you start powering up the Subtitan.
Just gonna go straight for the whale. Yeah.
I don't mind that either. I like especially with it already developed. You gotta go through a lot to deal with that. No Dragonium Z targets anywhere.
Right.
So if you're Lee here, you think you just start hitting the whale?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna address that Basculin in the active. I'm gonna continue to pressure that board state over there on the other side as long as there's no Manaphy down. Maybe even Drizzile is not going to get KO'd now because of the pot helmet, right? That damage is mitigated even on the bench, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would think so.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's just
Straight.
it's
Mm-hmm.
complicated. Um, yeah, and Chucky also does not play. Oh,
So Lee goes for the Citadel knockout.
no, no, he played
Oh,
Avery.
Avery, Avery. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is turning into a really strong turn for Lee. So Avery gonna remove Pokemon from Chucky's side of the board, but Chucky's the one riffling cards. I'm not sure if. Okay, so just sits the hand down there now. So action still on Lee. It looks like.
Yeah, I think you get an attach here and onto bolt and you hit the whale for 60. Now what's scary here is that Mallow and Lana is at play, but there's a lot of pivoting that has to happen
Right.
for for that to even matter. And then a disc, oh my, you gotta love seeing VIP discarded like off of like
It's
like
happened both games, man. That we well multiple games that we've seen Lee in tonight so far.
yeah, no, I love that for him. As as Spence Baton would say. I love that for you. Okay, so we already seen the Drampa come down. I don't even know if I hate like an attached to it this turn. Or it'd be really cool to see like a Crispin or no, he already played Avery.
Yeah, I already played Avery. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I think he's actually totally fine with just attaching an energy to the active and pressuring for 90.
To the whale.
Uh,
Yeah.
because you don't I don't see a world where he gets knocked out. Just imagine if you had Frostmoth in play. Like
Yeah, for real. Exactly.
they would have to play completely different around this. Oh, all right. So we see a snipe on the Octo.
Yeah, because realistically, I don't think you're getting like extreme value out of sniping the whale because you're going to be doing 30 less damage to it too on the bench. So you've only been
Well,
doing 60 to the whale, right?
well, 60, but then like you followed up with like a Hex
Mm-hmm.
into a drug as a knockout.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I'm just letting you know that I don't think the math was there for the 90, but 60 would have been the play on the board there going at the whale.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I'm saying like if you hit the whale for the 90 minus 30, it would be 60, and then 60 would be a two shot.
Right.
Comes up with a I don't know. It's still like I know I trust Lee and what he's doing. So I'm curious to see how it ends up routing. He might sense that there's a dead hand there too.
Right.
Because honestly, I mean, do you really get rid of Sid Titan if you need to draw forward? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an argument not to. It is cool also that he gets to use the counter um, energy instead of the reversal here. It's a little bit of a resource victory there. And Chucky's just putting all the cards on the table. With teammates, you don't actually have to show what you're getting. But that's still powerful too, with having to use a yeah, I like that better. Having to use a resource to just get that basculin out the active spot.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about it all the time as far as like resource playing goes. Like the thing that separates you to make take you to the next level is like you constantly thinking of what can I do to attack their resources,
Right.
versus like even like take immediate knockouts or looking at things through that lens. Um,
And it may not look good in the moment every time. Like that's
right,
another thing to be said about it too. Is like, okay, I'm gonna make a calculated gamble here that pressuring, an additional need for a revival card, right? A recovery card. There's only so many of those that you can use over the course of a game. So all those little things, and like retreat tools, stuff like that, that's another one to be keeping note of, right? Every little resource eke is one less thing that you want on something that is, maybe optimal, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you're able to put them like on the back foot at the end of the game, like you're essentially like choking them out of like options or like odds to like draw into what they need to actually get it.
This
You
is
know?
where you hate to see the play that we made last turn, right, Ghouls? Right, this is where we're
Yep.
really getting punished for not putting some damage on the whale.
Oh, he's gonna be in a really bad spot here. Like
Yeah,
Hex doesn't do anything to you.
right.
Um, I don't even know what he does from here, to be honest. Like I think like he would have to. We see Crispin in hand, so he Crispins here, swings for 130 after reduction.
Right.
Um, Gets one on the Drampa. But dude, that float stone on that Reggie Drago, like I don't really know why it's there.
Right.
Because he played Marnie and he was planning on energizing regardless. Kind of would have been good to just shuffle to the bottom of the deck, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, there was no need for it in that moment, essentially.
Yep. And like here, like I feel like it would be a great time to try to put okay, so we see a prism there. Um Put a wishful baton down. Okay, what do you think about this play? Just a Hex Maniac and 120 or 160.
160. Like, it ensures that some of that's going to stick around at least, right? You can see a Mallow and Lana here, but Chucky, we know Devo sprayed the Inteleon, right? So Inteleon is not going to be able to fulfill its shady dealings potential this turn. So, like, that's a big play from Lee. We are going to see some damage held off by the Rough Seas. Now do we have the follow-up combo with the Mallow and Lana as well. So we do see the Basculin on board with the float stone, so it would be just an easy pivot.
And it needs just one extra water. Like it has to specifically be a water, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So Lee kind of like banking on him not having the exact resources he needs with not being able to use the abilities. So yeah, he's putting it on the table here. Yeah.
And Chucky doesn't have it.
Thick. He's calling it out. I love that. We like talk a lot about like smelling blood in the water or tasting blood in the water.
What was Lee's hand? Lee just flashes his hand, but I didn't get a chance to see like what it was. I saw like a water energy, but like I don't know if it was gas or like.
I know there was a Crispin in it. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if Chucky, I don't think Chucky still has the water, right? Like you would just slam it down.
Yeah.
He was doing some kind of like cool guy mental tricks on Lee, and just gonna wait till the last minute to put it down.
I've done it. I've so done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Very satisfying.
Like and it's not even necessarily that. It's like I'll see a card that's like, oh, I can play this card, and I want to play this card. I'm gonna play this before I commit the energy. Like I'm like very sequence based, right? So like I always want to attach my energy retreat very last, even if something like that happens, and I know that I need one energy to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll
see the Octillery line go back into the deck. I imagine that would be something that Chucky would be trying to reestablish late game here to be able to churn through.
Yeah.
It's a big piece of the puzzle. And Chucky also just sent that.
Oh, dude. It's Lee's night.
Yeah, dude. And Chucky also sent, in doing that play, searching and digging the way that he did, Chucky sends the Inteleon to the bottom of the deck, bro.
That's
now,
crazy.
Super Rod resets it, but it's not in hand anymore.
Right. Yeah, Lee smelt that out. That was very, very good.
And that's why in my head, like, yes, devoing these powerful Pokemon with abilities is the way to go. But there's sometimes where if you do it, you really telegraph, what you are trying to accomplish the next turn.
Yep.
And had Lee not done that, that's 100% Mallow and Lauded away right there.
Yep.
There'd have been no point in even swinging in, right?
100%. Yeah, that's why it's really tricky. I've lost games before where I've de-evolved melodic and my opponent was just like, well, why do I not just play in here? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like Iono it away.
Right.
It's a skill to like know when to hold certain resources.
Evan, it is Lee versus Chucky. We are in round 3. Both players currently at 2-0. We've seen Lee dance through the flames tonight of 2 Turbo Blazers so far, and this would be the third. So we have had full-on TKOs all across the board tonight. And right there, we see Chucky missed an attack on this Regidrago, so Lee is going to be able to clean up this Wailord with the Regidrago. Chucky does not have much follow-up, looks like, to
So
come next turn. We've already seen the Aqua Patch exhausted. We already see the counter energy, too. So, it's not looking good for Chucky's side of the board right now.
yeah, if you're Lee, like you're just in such a good position if you can get attachment here.
Right, anything.
So we know he is playing Turbo Patch too, so he's tossing the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's believing in the flip here.
And also definitely just thinning, right? To be able to see more cards off this Drago. Like, I think we're going to see 4. Yeah, fresh 4. You see the tool committed. You see Lee not being afraid to just go ahead and kind of dump the resources at this point. Let's make sure that he knows. He knows just like we do that an attachment here is huge. It would be like everything. And we do see an energy coming down into play on this Drampa. So it's going to start powered up for next turn. We know that Crispin is also a live out. Lee makes that change over to... Oh! Nope. We have to stop and point that out, folks. So off the Drago draw of 4, Lee rips the Lost City to be able to Lost Zone this Wailord. Now, I'm not sure in this build if he's getting multiple Wailords off, given the special energy commitment that it does take. But if he had that in his mind, well, it's not happening now, Ghoulies.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That is like putting a nail in the coffin, really.
Salt in the wound, yeah.
Yep. So he's going Arvin here. See Cape. Wonder what else he would grab here.
Is that a play where you get that turbo patch?
I think if Blower's still alive, you get Blower and you blower off the float and you blow off the
pod helmet. Yeah.
Pod helmet.
I like that too. Because you know that it's going to be tough if he does get into an Inteleon to deal with that number. You're going to have to commit to like the Dragonium play. And there you go. Field Blower drop down. And Z-Man in chat saying it went from that's game to, oh, now that's super game.
Yep. Yeah, dude, like missing the energy there was everything.
Yep. Oh, Ghoulies. You're going to love to hear this news. I just peeked over at the leaderboard. Yep. He is at 3-0 SBO.
I'm telling you,
Sableye.
Psychic. Like, it's not even close. I'm going to say this. I think as far as all the matchup goes in GLC, I legitimately think that is the most polarizing matchup. It's Sableye versus Psychic. Like, it just feels like the easiest thing you could be doing, which is wild. Like, it shouldn't be that way. But there's a lot of things that Psychic kind of has to account for, and You don't have to do much. You just let them take a KO.
And SBO in chat begging. He's like, y'all have got to get me on stream before I get Drago boxed. Sorry, SBO. Like it would have been one of those nights. But like I said, with the community bounty on Lee's head, it's kind of, been okay. We want to feature him, but then again, he's ran into 3 Turboblaze matchups. So I don't know that that'll ever happen again either. That's it. It's crazy, right, Ghouls?
Yeah, I think. Well, what would that put him at? Are we only doing 4 rounds here? Is that how that
Yep.
works?
Yep. Only ever 4. Correct.
Okay, cool. And then we have. Well, if Lee wins here, which I think I think it's pretty safe to say at this point, Lee's probably about to win. Like you can get a wait real quick. Did he? So he used field blower, but he kept the float on. Okay. Yeah, I was just started ranting about how great Stable Lock is.
Is the Basket Legion in this deck for Chucky?
I don't think so.
Just thinking
Let me double.
maybe that's a reason why you leave the floatstone on.
Okay, let's see. Nope.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
sure
nope.
then.
Literally, like Articuno is like.
We see blower from Chucky's side and swell.
Yep. I just don't even think it matters anymore.
No. I don't foresee a way that he's dealing with these 130 HP mons at this point. Not this turn anyway.
Well, like Lee doesn't even need another stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't need anything at this point. Silent Lab, you don't want to be using Silent Lab in this matchup really, except against Articuno for whatever reason. But I think at this point you just get so far ahead that you just don't care, right? And Articuno maybe is prized at this point with us just not seeing a gather of the crew for it. Like, I feel like you would still just thin your deck out for it right there. We only have 2 cards in
So
hand
that
for
must
Chuck,
have meant the Sobble and the Articuno were prized because we saw the Sobble take off the Hisuian Heavy Ball early.
which that's definitely what you grab there, right? I don't know if Z-Man's still in chat. I don't have it pulled up, but Red's challenge is in the deck tonight.
Yep. There's that Crispin too, man. Lee just flooding this board, doing exactly what he needs to do. It's almost like in sports, right? And I know I've had way too many sports references tonight for a Pokemon stream, but it's almost like in sports where when another team has a turnover, right, or a big momentum shift, what you have to do as that other team is capitalize on that and punish the mistakes or make sure that you are taking advantage. And so Lee's just doing exactly what he needs to do, playing all these cards out pretty much perfectly tonight.
Yep. It's like you gotta pick up that pigskin and you gotta take it to the end zone.
And SBO saying that Mandibus hasn't came to show tonight yet. Ghoulies hasn't seen the board yet tonight.
What you've played against 2 psychics so far? I don't expect that card to ever hit the play. Honestly, though, like I think we talked a little bit about it. Is like I don't know how good the card actually is. It's just like another. I know that seeing your opponent's hand is very, very good. We've seen that with Lavender Town with the deck, but it might not be worth the 2 spots. I mean, there's so many important cards to run in that deck. It just might not be worth it. But it is the kind of like new, interesting toys that we got, right? So
he said that's a fair point.
with the psychic,
yeah.
So a tail. No, did we just see it? Was that heads or tails on the patch?
I think it was probably a tails, right? Because we saw the Crispin get both the water and the fire. Yeah.
Or we see it in?
About 10 minutes left in the round, too. So
Should be able
Lee,
to.
yeah, should be able to finish, but definitely don't need to start slowing down at this point. That's for sure.
Yeah.
If you're Lee at this point, we just want to be making sure that we are playing cards out and announcing attacks in a timely manner. You're going to need
Yep.
at least 3 more turns to win this game. There's no multi-prize knockouts with the box.
Right. And something here that's kind of important is that he did throw away muscle band.
Yeah.
So that see an escape rope. Maybe Tatsu, huh?
Mm. You know that you're going to need another energy attachment to this Inteleon. Inteleon's got like a cape on it now and the splash. So you are going to have to see some other attachment. So, I mean, it's a lot to be asking here. We've already seen the float stone come down from Chucky's side. So there's not going to be any free retreat out of this either. Just a escape rope pass. Yeah, it was. Just an escape rope pass.
Do we know what happened with the swell?
It's possible that Lee played a stadium to just bump it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it. We see Red's challenge. Is he gonna go for it?
Looks like it. Iron up that or Goose Hollow 1. Either one is the same discard. So Red's challenge. Is that a Lux Cape or is that a Lightning Energy? I think it's just a Lightning Energy.
Pretty sure that's a Lux Cape. Because it says Pokemon Tool in the top left corner.
Ah, okay.
That's definitely a Lux Cape.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're Chucky, let's talk about from that perspective. I feel like we've been talking about how much advantage Lee has, which is very clear as day. Man, like I think if you're Chucky, you're trying to get some disruption to stick. You're trying to do a 120 snipe on like an Inteleon, ping something for 20, and then probably get a gust and take out 2 attackers at once.
This is just marching on for Lee. Another energy drop. I mean,
yep.
Got out of that trap tactic with an escape rope. So, marching on. We're going to need 2 more turns now. I keep bringing up time because we've seen it become a factor over the last couple of weeks. So,
yeah. And you've got one easy prize with a snipe on the Octillery once that comes out. But honestly, he might have a real hard time closing it out.
Yes.
Because we saw preemptive attachment on the Druddigon for the Dragonium Z, and it just really got tossed.
Yes.
We saw the muscle band just get tossed. So he would be fine with taking a hit here. Because we have to keep in mind he has Mallow and Lana.
Yes.
Card is still live, and that cape is not going anywhere either. No, you know what? That's not true. Because you know what card? Yeah, he's playing Faba.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Lee's probably in a pretty comfortable spot right here. Man, you know what would have been cool too is if you held. I know you had to do that, but if you held Red's challenge for Faba, so he didn't see it coming, right?
Yeah. That being said, you would have to play the supporter to then hold the supporter, right? Red's challenge, do you, that's an unrevealed card, right?
It's an unrevealed card. It's just search
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, again, big sequencing nerd here. So you could played Red's challenge, and then played a card down or drawn up, and then played a card down, so that it makes it unsuspecting in any way, shape, or form.
Yep. DDE is still live. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Lee's been keeping the DDE close to the looky there.
Oh, dude, that's gross. I think that thing's stuck. Right? What? How are you getting that out?
I don't think you are.
yeah, at this point, like I would maybe take a snipe on the bench.
Yeah, yeah. Just go ahead and take out the draw engine. Take the prize.
Well,
Um,
he also needs the colored energy.
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Like, but if you get the colored energy, then you just snipe down the artillery if that becomes a thing.
Yeah. No,
Guzman.
there was nothing. It was just follow pass.
Man.
Yeah, this could
So
go to
that
time.
so that knockout by the Satan, huge there, swinging things back into Chucky's side. Like we had mentioned, it's going to be kind of tough for Lee to respond to these HP numbers at this point. We see now Lee just has
He
to
is.
send up the strut again.
See, there's energy retrieval, but I don't. That doesn't do anything there for you. So you got Versus Seeker thinking, valuing the dig, and there's no yellow left. Both are in the file question mark.
Yeah, it must not be for sure. Which is even worse for Lee in that scenario then, because he knew that he would have had to have had exactly energy retrieval to even promote this bolt.
Yeah, because he gets one attachment next, and then he snipes he hits Drotagon knockout, and then hits the bolt,
Knockout.
and he's
yep.
much a bot.
Yep.
And again, tossing those tools, right? Like tossing that Lux Cape really might come and bite him in the butt here.
Gosh, and we saw Faba knock off the special energy, not even addressing the Lux Cape on the Inteleon, right? Like,
yeah, he definitely wanted to get rid of the immediate threat there.
Absolutely.
Versus Seeker is still alive, so we could still see Faba for that.
And Nessa gonna go ahead and fetch out the Octillery, the Phoebus, and a couple of water energies. Be able to start putting pressure on this Druddigan, like you had mentioned, Ghoulies.
Yeah, this is a super bad spot.
It's sketchy. It's getting sketch really quick.
I can't help but think that kind of tossing all of those tools is kind of like a little bit of a.
And we do. I was gonna say, Boss and Claw are also still in the list. So like now that the Phoebus is out there, there are 2 targets again.
Mm-hmm.
For Lee, to where he doesn't have to go through the heavy HP. But I don't like pushing this Drampa in that scenario. Then, like,
well, what he's doing here is he's saying like you have to have
Mallow and Lana,
right?
Or
that's.
Show it to us, Chucky. There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Yep.
And we know he has the water energy in hand or attach retreat.
No.
Boy.
What?
Yeah, that's why I don't like that play from Lee. I mean,
that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, go off. It's just like, yeah, it's
brutal.
Maybe it's just a little bit greedy. Oh my god.
Can he what's the number? What can we get to here?
Not 260.
No. Not even 240.
See where we're at. We're at 6, right?
Tag call. Goose Hall has already been pitched off of Red's challenge. Chucky's like marched this game right back into a place where I now don't see
how Lee wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I mean, like, because like maybe you gotta heal again.
That's what you do. Yeah, you have to just hit the Inteleon and say, okay.
But he has Phoebus right there. Like, okay, so we see a retreat.
Does he have Melodic?
Because if he doesn't take the knockout here, then I'm pretty sure he can snipe.
Just stop. Just stop.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, SBO, if he had Drudigan access the previous turn or not there. Like, I don't know if he could have put it down to be able to.
Like Chucky's playing so fast, he's shaking. He's like, I can't not believe I won this game. Yeah, I mean that's just a wrap, right? Like I don't know what in the world you do here. Like you can do like Faba Revenge. Yeah, you don't have it. Yep. Yep. Chucky able to like hang in there, take advantage of some greed, and yeah, Lee gets punished there at the end. Because like if you hold on to Dragonium Z, you don't lose, right? Like that's game. What do you think? What other spots do you think were shout out to Chucky for hanging in there. That's like really, really sick. Like didn't need the whale, and yeah, that blower was just like sticking cape. That was huge. Very huge.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it seemed like the extension of putting the Dragonium into play, right? Like, even that one piece, if that were sticking around later into the game, we would have had a way to have dealt with the Inteleon, right? With the
Yep.
260 HP. We would have just had enough to been able to get there, right? But
Yep.
all it was to draw an extra card off of
Drago.
Drago. Like
Yep.
I say that all the time. Like it's just one of those overextension type things, right?
Yep. Yep. Well, shout out to Chucky for winning that game. What a game that could have been over pretty easily. It's pretty wild. So
And
great.
SBO has a lot of thoughts on that one for sure. Watching in, like he mentions that the Drampa into Inteleon makes sense maybe if you can hit DDE Raihan for game, but
Mhm.
lots of lines that our players played to right there. I think that the Drudigan was grabbed off of the Clara the turn before, so Drudigan could have possibly came back down into play for the charge up from the baton. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
We know that Lee had the lightning off of the energy retrieval, so if he were going to. Oh, and SPO said that, yeah, he had 6 energy, needed 8 for the knockout on the Inteleon. Okay. So looking at the bracket, the board here, we do see that SBO moves on to 3-0 along with Chucky, our Turboblaze buddy. Mickey also moving on to 3-0. So it looks like we will have our first ever double badge awarded? Question mark.
Yep.
Yep.
Chicken Fried is playing Lightning, so that'll be pretty interesting.
Oh man, and so it's chicken fried or an SBO or Chucky and Mickey for this last game. What do you want to do?
I want to do this Lightning Dark matchup, honestly. I think it'd be really cool to, number one, these are two decks that we have never seen streamed. This is my argument for it. How often do we get to see a Lightning deck like doing fairly well? And let's see, we also, yeah, and we just watched Chucky, but also however you want to do it
Yeah,
is your
no,
call.
that's fine. We can do that. I mean, I'm not like hard pressed about it. Like I said, I both of these players have a chance to win a badge tonight, so it's not SBO's fault in any way, shape, or form that he's down paired into the 2-1. But
Yeah,
and we can
yeah,
always hop over to Chucky and them's game if need be at that time.
sure.
So
Yeah, because this is going to be a really interesting one, Logan. We're looking at a deck that's playing Luxio that item locks, and we're looking at a deck that literally tries to recycle items. So um, we'll see if Chicken Fried like actually plays plays with the mindset of like, let me just stick on the Luxio for as long as I can, and gets like the most like mileage out of it. Because there's also a Luxcape in Chicken Fried's list. So like Luxio plus Cape is pretty tough for Sableye to deal with.
Hey, Chicken Fried, can you tilt your camera just a touch for me? Or the mat, either one. Like, what? One of the two? Yeah, that works. That works. Yeah, that works. Yep. Good luck, guys.
All right, six. So we have a Volby start from SBO. Logan, you ever seen this matchup before?
Heck no, ghoulies. You gonna be the chief in command on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Chicken Fried's list one good time here to get a better idea. And Chicken Fried has some, I mean, definitely has some spice here. We're looking at, um, I mean, we're looking at Electivire, so it's spread, and then we're looking at a bunch of different ways to blow up Pokemon. So kind of like Lee's list, where they're playing the Electrode and they're playing the Magneton, which actually could kind of be a little huge here, because like they could go and pop some prizes, and then they kind of take away SPO's initial use of Surge. Um, but also on the flip side of that, I do believe SPO has opted to play. Um, we might see a donk. Is there a donk? Wait, is there any Zapdos in this list? There is no Zapdos on this list. So can they get? Because I think Volby's weak to Lightning too. Just going through, not seeing the plus 30 damage item. I think SPO should be safe. All right. But also, so some important like interactions here that we might see come up is we might see um, Zebstrika coming and really, really damaging Chicken Fried's you know game plan. I think in this matchup you don't ever want to use Zebstrika, because like Sableye is going to try to win by decking you out,
Right.
and if you're just sitting there, sprinting your with the red card turn one, good lord, Chicken Fried's coming in hot. Um, but with like that many, I don't know, cards getting discarded every turn, that could come back and bite you in the butt. So let's see if SBO can stabilize some. And that is a terrible hand to draw. Um, yep. It's a Moltres, Energy Retrieval, Delinquent, and Surge. So that red card, I'm sure, hurt SPO a good bit. But the Moltres, I believe, is weak to grass, and so we're not gonna see like a two-hit KO here. I'm gonna just double check myself here. I should know this. It is weak to grass. Can confirm. Okay. Um. All right. So we get greens, surge. We're definitely and Hilda. Yeah, we're gonna see a Electivire knockout here. But what's cool too is like Chicken Broad's gonna lose the ability to draw,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or not draw, lose the ability to um, continue the pressure, right?
Right.
Like you like have to get the yeah, you have to get the electrode going. Very interesting list. Also, a side note, if this is the electrode that attaches itself, I believe it can be enhanced hammered away, which is pretty wild.
Hey, and off of a draw earlier, I was working on the board, but Benjamin in chat said, shouldn't someone only have drew 4 cards? Was a red card? Did SPO draw only 4 off that red card? You remember? Probably
Mm,
so. But
okay, so we saw yeah, there's 5 cards in hand. Yeah, SBO should have only 4 cards in hand. That's correct.
let's go check it out. I got it. Let's see. Did did he blow up a did blowing up a magnetine give him a prize?
He definitely
Yeah,
took
yeah,
a
yeah. So that's it.
yeah,
That's it. Yep.
yep, good
Yeah,
eye.
I don't want to interrupt him if I don't have to, right?
Yeah, that's correct. All right, so we see a speed lightning. It's got the reversal. Okay. Should take a knockout here.
Yep, and Evan mentioned it in the chat perfectly. Yep, caught me right when I caught it too.
Cool. All right, so SBO is in a very bad spot. Let's see
Yeah.
what product got. How bad? Oh, okay, we got the Grimer. We're alive here. Stadium. Yep. Delinquent, discard that. It's pretty good, but SBO is also playing Sky Pillar, so that's really important in this matchup too. So we get rid of counter gain, Super Rod X. That Super Rod toss is scary if he actually stabilizes. Again, now you have an Electivire in the active spot. You're going to have to evolve into that Electrode. Give up another prize. We do see the level ball in hand. So I believe that Electrode has 90. Yeah, it has 80 HP. So should be able to keep up this pressure. And if SBO doesn't hit a scoop up, that's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, so we saw a red card be pretty great turn 1. Sick, or it might have been turn 2.
You don't say that. Hand disruption's pretty good, huh?
It's very good, especially when you played no cards beforehand.
Right.
That bop anybody. So definitely shout out to
Malamar. Or not Malamar, Jesus Christmas. At this
Marsha.
point. Yeah, at this point it's been so long since the ban. Jeesh. Yeah, shout out to Marshadow. Let loose. Gone but never forgotten in our hearts, right?
That's right.
Dude, I've lost so many games to turn 1 let looses back in the day. It's a nasty work.
Oh, 100%. Same. I used to play against Stack like every week
Oh,
where
yeah.
he would just go red card turn 1, and then turn two, you'd be lost mining you. It's just, what do you do? Yo, I do not think that you should play this card. Um, that would be giving SBO a new hand.
Yeah.
Which is clearly a dead hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's a world here. Well, he's only taken one prize, so I mean he literally has time if he can just stabilize. But I mean the pressure of this Electivire is out of control, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know what play could be gnarly is like you do Flare Grunt into Enhanced Hammer. Like then I'm pretty sure draw two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At that point then it's pretty close to like being stuck active. And there is a counter energy too. So if SBO is able to hit that stuff, then there's still a chance that uh, Chicken Fried could see. Okay, Ultra Ball. Oh, and a Luxcape. There's actually chance. There's a chance here. Let's go. All right, so we have a low and muck in his hand, and there is Luxcape.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see a mill, top six cards. When it comes into play, you look at you can discard any items you want off
Yep.
the top.
Top six. Mm-hmm.
Blower. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's a triple hit.
Yeah, it's triple hit. That's massive. And then blower, getting rid of blower. We're about to put down Luxcape to survive.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, that's huge. And then maybe start setting up Lipard question mark. I don't know what else is in SPO's hand.
I don't either. Pretty decent little hand size there, and we see the Luxcape. Well, not the Luxcape. Sorry, the Ultra Ball pitching the Pal Pad and one other card. Can't tell what that one was. Ghoulies, what are you seeing?
Yeah, it was Surge.
Surge. Okay.
Like, and if you can get Sky Pillar here.
Yeah.
The question is, what are you trying to grab? Low key, if you could get Yveltal in the active spot, yeah. If you could start derailing, then you're like doing really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus E is really here. But then you also have Purloin that you probably want to set up too. That could be pretty huge. So I like that. I just don't know what the other two cards are in his hand. The new the new Purloin has like some pretty good attacks too, where it can for one energy, it searches your deck for 3 dark Pokemon.
Ignite Evil. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're not okay. Yeah, I think SBO is kind of like setting up to do that, by the way. And you know what your win condition is here now that you got the blower? Is like you're gonna ace a roll loop this whole time. And I don't think there's anything that like if he can get Sableye,
Yep.
Luxcape, and then he could get VS Seeker and Ace Arola, then he's gonna be able to just prevent Chicken Fried from ever doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like all of Chicken Fried's resources is going into this Electivire, which is doing 50 a turn, which is pretty crazy. And I don't see any way for Chicken Fried to do more stuff than that. We do see a Sinlin, which is huge, so you can draw 4 finally. Get Delinquent. You don't want Delinquent, probably Surge. Let the what's it called go down? The Muck. And keep the Purloin.
Right.
I think Chicken Fried has like enough lightning energy on the active to not really
It won't matter, right?
Care about disruption. You literally have to start looping.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm gonna double check the list. Let's see. Blower. there is no way to get rid of Luxscape from now on. So it literally sticks. So if SBO can stabilize, oh, with Drew the Lipard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yo, this is insane. So like all he needs to do is draw an energy now, and he has it moving forward because he hits the battle compressor. He has the capture energy on board. He's probably gonna grab the Sableye. More Pecco. Oh, Sableye might be prized. Well, more Pecco will do basically the same thing. Because you can have enough HP to take several 50 spreads before you do that. So you can just get I didn't see what else was prized besides it looks like Sableye.
Right. Yeah, because that definitely is a choice there if it is available, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You have Tag Call. Yeah, I like the cape here. That's totally fine. Because you can get back the what's it called? You can get back to more Pecco if it dies, but
Right.
okay. SBO is stabilizing. We're rocking and rolling. And then also he should have access to the Surge.
And it's funny because, like, if you're chicken fried from your chicken fried side of the board, you're like, this guy's doing nothing. And all along,
Yep. I wonder if Chicken Fried knows.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
if you were to ask me, like, it's an
Delinquent.
unassuming board state.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Oh man, no cards in hand for Espio now,
Yep.
and the
That's
spread 50.
we got Lipard.
Mm-hmm. Better hope that one card's not a good one. Yeah, it's not. Get rid of it.
Oh, we got Dig.
Oh my goodness.
There's Lucamine in hand. He drew into Lucamine.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can definitely afford to grab Lucamine. But I don't know if the other card is. This is interesting. Eerie. Yeah, you definitely toss Eerie. So you play Lucamine for like Surge and maybe Sinlin.
Seems pretty good to me.
Oh, I did not like Delinquent. Like, I don't think he's considering Delinquent, right? Like, yep,
No, I
that's
think
fine.
probably just taking inventory, taking stock, right?
Yep. Because what's crazy is like you have Battle Compressor in the discard to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Hex could be pretty damaging here too. It's got to play Hex, right? Yep. That's crazy.
I don't know when the last time it was that I've seen an Electivire with this many energies on it. So Chicken Fried is at least hip to that fact.
Yep. Okay. Luxscape. Not too worried about that. I mean, just like making this is it. Can you draw what you need?
And if not,
Nope.
that's it. Yep.
All right. I don't know what you do here first. Like, I low key think you trade the vacuum away because you don't need vacuum at all.
Right. It's not saving you here.
Yep. Yep. Trade vacuum. Yep. Pokestop's huge.
On his rod, Sky Pillar, Quick Ball. So we get to keep playing the game.
But you're not
yeah. No.
you are not seeing and you just put down the stadium, so you can't like
Right.
put down Sky Pillar again.
Right. Sinland's going to dig 3 deeper off the first surge supporter. Well, second.
I don't know, like I don't know if I like getting rid of quick ball, but like what else are you trying to grab out of the deck too?
It's not looking good, is it, Ghoulies?
Yeah, I think okay, reset stamp. But you didn't draw what you needed. It's the problem. So you got the hand rip, but
Yeah, but you didn't move the selective wire. You don't have any. You didn't get back into a mulch race play. There's just nothing really that stands out to me. Delinquent gonna force the hand completely ripped away. Oh, there's counter catcher. Okay.
SPO alive by the skin of his teeth. Oh,
Oh
dude.
man.
Yeah.
All right, let's pop over to that table 1 while we still have some time. I know that did not go as planned for the darkness deck, but we still have about 25 minutes left, so I do want to hop over there if we can.
100%. Yeah, that's okay. That definitely well played by both players. A little unfortunate, but that's why cards like red card turn 1 are. It's one of the reasons why you should play the card, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we're tied in prizes here, 3-3. And there's a fully powered whale with only 30 damage on it. Blood Moon is in the discard.
And this is another one of our good friends, Mickey B.
Yep,
From
Mickey
the Goat, I think Ghoulies was about to say.
Yeah, so we have Vessel of Ruins versus Special Whales. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no clue. I've never played this matchup either. I mean, the Machamp is interesting in this matchup. It's pretty. It's like actually cannot be killed by the whale, which is nuts. And then being able to hit like a big like knockout on something is huge. Bunch of big HP guys, and I'm pretty sure Mickey is not playing Devo too. So like he's gonna be overcoming all these like really large HPs. And yeah, it should be cool.
So only 1-4-0 then after that brutal loss from SBO. Looks like there will only be 1 in the house tonight, as Chicken Fried is successfully able to play spoiler.
Yep. Chicken Fried definitely coming in clutch there. All right, so we're looking at. We did get the knockout on the whale, by the way, for the Machamp.
This is a huge game for the tournament's sake, really, Ghoulies, because this is what I envision it when it comes down to taking down a Turboblazer to win your badge. This is like, here we go, real life badge on the line right here for Mickey. If Mickey can win this, close this out, I will be making him a fighting badge and sending it his way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, SBO, that was just a terrible beat, boss. Like, just terrible start. First turn, red card, like Ghoulie says. Very frustrating way to go out there after having had a great knot and we didn't get to see it, of course. So
yeah, you had everything essentially positioned to win, and then it was just like disruption after disruption, which was brutal. Like Chicken Fried stayed on the gas with that disruption.
Mm-hmm. Mickey on 3 prize cards too, Ghoulies.
Yep. Okay. No, Mickey now on 2, so
okay.
he knocked out the whale.
Okay. 2-3.
So after he took the knockout, though, I'm pretty sure the Machamp cannot attack the next
He
turn himself,
cannot. Right.
right?
Mm-hmm. It would need
Uh,
to pivot. But
yep,
free retreat Tyrogue on the board just means that there's a potential.
yep, 100%. If he can get well, he's also with the pod helmet able to have what 210 health,
Mm-hmm.
which is right at the Machamp's damage output.
Dude, one other table that I want to point out that we didn't get to watch because I mean we're just all over the top tables, but Lee Hoffman and Lonnie in this round is also like extremely would have been extremely cool. Both of those players definitely have aspirations of being the undefeated week in week out, but both of them took a loss tonight, so matching up at 2-1, that's also a really good matchup.
Gonna peek real quick to see. Spoiler alert. Um, it's one prize left for Lee, and it looks like Lonnie is scooping. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. But
okay,
Lonnie
okay.
took Lonnie was at 4, and it looked like Lost City and Bolt were just rampant.
Man, so Lee's only loss tonight going to be to Chucky, and then if Chucky turns around and loses to um, Mickey, then we're going to give him absolute heck. But this game is far from over as Chucky
I would,
definitely has.
I would also make the argument that Lee was should have lost to Robbie too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But anyway, like not knocking his accomplishment,
Absolutely right.
um, but that was a nail biter. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, very very good games watched tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
most were games for sure. Um, you have okay, chorus tenacity for fighting, and it looks like no stadium grab. Is that correct?
Yep, not seeing one there.
Chucky sticking that chaotic swell. Gotta love him for that. I think I might be the only person who feels the pain of chaotic swell in this world. It's a very, very strong card. All right, so
Just a pass.
it looks like it looks like he did not have
Mm-mm. No
the hit.
pivot. No pivot.
What also like I'm pretty sure he missed an energy attack like Chucky missed an energy attachment previously, and this would have been a big knockout on the Satitan or from the Satitan on the Machamp if he could have like swung into it on the second turn. But crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. I didn't have no clue if Mickey's blower is gone.
Yeah, and then we see both the basic energies committed there too. It looks like so. Like
Escape rope is very interesting here. There's no way you play escape rope, right?
I don't know what you would be. Both Pokemon are presenting a pivot right now.
He put that Luxcape on the
Drizzile, yeah.
that could be a liability big time here.
Yep.
Okay, so Whale comes back in. See the flip. Or what do we want to see? Just an energy attack, right? I think that's
I
the
think so.
ideal scenario.
But my fear is that they're like I was mentioning, is there an energy? Like you need the special energy still.
He might have an energy, but not a special one.
They're
Oh
like
no,
both
you can take a maybe a knockout. What's that first attack do? Like 50, huh?
yeah, like 50. Oh boy.
He's saying I'll hit it with Inteleon for a double prize here.
Sure.
So it's not like dead damage. Oh yeah, Guzma.
Oh
That's
boy.
game.
Yeah, that should just be
Yeah, I don't see. I gotta be honest with you, Logan. I don't see a world why you would put that
Chucky
on.
scooped that up there. Yep, for sure.
Yeah,
That's it. Two prizes from Machamp on a Drizzile with the Lux
Hey,
Cape. So
hey,
Mickey, with his Vessel of Ruin deck, will take down tonight's Turboblaze event at the only 4-0, beating Chucky in the finals to advance
absolutely.
himself to
He
4-0.
yeah, so he also beat Robbie last round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he went through Venom round one, Gavin P on Dragon, um, Robbie on Psychic, and he beat Chucky last round.
And we know that the fighting deck and the fighting build is only going to be getting better over the next set. So if fighting is something that you are an enjoyer of, make sure to stay around, stay in the Discord, because there are going to be lists coming out from us that, after we get through the mega release and the big major tournament that we're trying to take down, then I'm sure some of our deck lists will become a little bit more public knowledge. But we're brewing. We're brewing with all different types right now. It seems like the new set is going to be one of the most impactful sets for Gym Leader Challenge that we've ever had over the history of the format. And I know that I, for one, am super excited to see, where we go from here and what the
Yeah,
format has in store for us.
yeah, I definitely think it's probably the funnest format I've ever played in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy the variety of decks that are just like super strong. A lot of old decks get like big added benefits, a lot there's new archetypes that come out of this. Like it's crazy. So big shout out to this next set coming out.
And so, with our last little bit of tonight, I'm going to throw Mickey's list up on the screen real quick so that anyone who does want to take a peek can get one. At least you can, stop the stream, screenshot it, do whatever you like. This is Mickey's Vessel of Ruin list that he is famous for having built and piloted. And it takes down the Turboblaze Trials week number 4 tonight. So congratulations to Mickey. A little bit of shopkeeping before we get out of here. Lastly, we want to make sure to shout out our sponsor, our partners over again at Collectors Connection. Check out their website at collectorsconnectionduluth.com for their list of weekly events. And check us out in the Discord if you want to get in touch with us about pre-built decks, perlers, table buddies, anything of that sort. We are around and available at all times. So from Ghouls and myself, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night and weekend. And Ghoulies, any closing words, brother?
Yeah, I just appreciate you guys for spending the night with us, and what a great night for GLC. Saw some great matches, and excited to see y'all again next week.
All right, guys.